Keep my hands in front.
Atlanta Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. It's the Green Bay Packers and the Atlanta Falcons. Hello, everybody. I'm Lindsey Nelson with Paul Horning here in Atlanta. David Whitehurst, the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, Paul, is coming home.
He sure is. He played here in Greater Atlanta, Walker High School, and I'm sure he'd like to have a great day. But, Lindsey, I think we have to say something about last Monday night. I never saw a team play with more emotional game for 60 minutes in all of professional football, and the question is whether the Packers can keep that emotional pitch.
That's the big question. Of course, the Atlanta Falcons are trying to break a losing streak.
They sure are. They've never lost 4 in a row under Lehman Bennett. They're on a 3-game losing streak. This is a better football team than 2 and 3, and they're going to go at it, and I think the Packers are going to be loose and throw everything again at Atlanta.
We're getting close, so let's take a look at the field. And it's going to be the Atlanta Falcons kicking off to the Green Bay Packers. Steve Odom is center deep to receive it for the Pack. Ball is in the air. Odom is at the goal line, and he runs it out to the 5, to the 10. And he's still at the 11-yard line. So the Green Bay Packers will start, but they start from deep in their own territory. It was Joel Williams downfield for the Atlanta Packers to make the tackle. Here's the offensive line for the Green Bay Packers. Concar's back in there starting again today at tackle. He's been out with an injury. There are the receivers. Lofton, of course, the top receiver. And the backfield, Cordell Middleton and Barty Smith starting once again as the running back for David Whitehurst. First down and 10 yards to go at the 11-yard line. Whitehurst will pass on first down. Well, he won't. He's going to scramble out. Penalty mark has been thrown across the field. He went back to pass, but found everybody covered and was run out of bounds for a loss of about 3 by Frank Reed, but there is a marker across the field.
Number 89, Andre Thompson, Lindsey, was cut down about the 30-yard line. That is exactly where the flag is. Let's check out the penalty.
Officials are getting it checked out now.
There is no penalty for an illegal chuck because the play was a running play. It did not result in a pass.
There it is. He was chucked down the field, Lindsey, about the 30-yard line. If Whitehurst would have thrown the pass, it would have been a penalty against Atlanta. But he ran the football around the left side. No penalty.
Lost about 1.5 yards on the play. There's the defensive front four for the Atlanta Falcons. There are the linebackers. And the deep back. Second down, 11 yards to go. Barty Smith in the I formation at the fullback spot. Whitehurst back again. It's long to the left side, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Andre Thompson over there on the far sideline.
And the Packers come out throwing right away. They're back deep in their own territory. It's a pickup of last Monday night. Bart Starr changed his whole thinking starting last week. He threw the conservative thinking out the window. And right now, Whitehurst is pumping him up in the air. He's trying to get that first down in better field position.
In the Monday night game, Green Bay passed on first down 14 times in the ballgame.
They're going to throw a lot on first down, Lindsey. I was talking to the coaches. They say Atlanta's predictable. They are a better team to throw against on first down.
They got 3 wide receivers in there right now. Whitehurst goes back to the goal line, rolling and looking. Throws it back, and it is incomplete. Forward pass incomplete, intended for Cordell Middleton. So that will bring in the punting unit now for the Green Bay Packers, as they have been unable to move the ball against the Atlanta Falcons defense. And the punter is David Beverly. He's a 6-year veteran from Auburn, and he has averaged 40.1 yards. It will be Dennis Pearson back to receive. Single safety back about the 50-yard line. Beverly kicking from his own end zone. it out.
Roughing the kicker.
Taking it to 49. The flag is down back in the end zone. Another flag. And it's at the 45-yard line that he is stopped. Davy Simmons downfield to make the stop, but there's a penalty marker to be checked out. Punt was 41 yards. Now the officials get together. Gordon McCarter is the referee.
Beverly went down, and the flag was immediately thrown. What any question about it? He hit him. They're really protecting the kickers, of course. Tom Moriarty, number 45, was there. Let's check it out.
We have personal foul. Running into the kicker. We have a personal foul. A clip on the return.
You'll see Beverly back about 3 or 4 yards deep. Here he comes. Gets the kick away. Almost there. And it hit him on the left foot. And a good actor. Tom Moriarty, number 45. Here's a different angle for it. Here's 45. Tom Moriarty coming in. Almost got the kick. And he didn't hit him too much. But Beverly with a good acting job. All punters do it. They're coached to do it. You want to see the second penalty? There's the clip. Good camera work. There's a clip on a Packer about midfield. That's Frank Reed on the clip.
So, with the bookkeeping having been taken care of, it is first down for the Green Bay Packers, who retain possession of the ball. And it's out at the 15-yard line. There is no score. We're early in the first quarter. And a little conversation from Moriarty, guilty of running into the kicker as opposed to roughing the kicker. A lesser penalty. Cerdell Middleton. But the Atlanta defense pulls him down for a loss of about a yard. Middleton has gained 229 this year, an average of 3.8 per carry. Greg Brazina made the tackle. He makes a lot of them.
The linebackers are the key to that Atlanta defense, Lindsey. Pennywell in the middle, Kuykendall and Brazina on the outside. 3 very quick, agile linebackers.
2nd and 10. Lost about a foot on that last play. It's at the 15-yard line. David Whitehurst, a 3-year veteran who attended Furman. Whitehurst is stopped. It was Dewey McClain who got to him first. Dewey McClain got to him first along with Wilson Formuena.
Well, this shouldn't surprise the Packers. They blitz all the time. This is what the Atlanta defense, nobody picked him up. Looks like Leotis Harris, the right guard, should have come out to the right side and picked him up. A sack.
So it is now 3rd down and 20 yards to go.
This is the way the Packers played Monday night. Atlanta's picking up where they left off, it looks as if.
3rd and 20. Lofton's in a wide right. Andre Thompson's in the slot right. Quick pitch to Cerdell Middleton.
Look at that pursuit.
The 9-yard line by Rick Fire. Robert Pennywell there. Punting unit comes in again for the Green Bay Packers, as again the Atlanta Falcons defense has held.
Not much you can do about that, Lindsey. This defense of Atlanta came to play this afternoon. Great pursuit. There's Pearson back on the punt return. He leads the NFL in punt return.
David Beverly is going to kick from his end zone.
Moriarty is lined up left of your screen again. He almost got that punt last time.
Pearson chases it over. There will be no run back, and it is marked at the 39-yard line. Good field position.
Not a good kick. 29-yard punt.
1st and 10 for Atlanta, and they have the ball at the Green Bay 39 with no score here in the first quarter in Atlanta, Georgia.
And now, a highlight of the incredible Ford factory tour. Incredible developments in our search for good performance, better mileage, and low emissions. We're working on a ceramic gas turbine engine that'll get at least 30% better mileage than a conventional engine of the same size.
Buddy, I'd call that incredible. I would.
We're experimenting with battery power. For instance, this hybrid vehicle. Over 20 miles per hour, it runs on gas. Under 20, runs on electric.
Oh, that's even more incredible.
Is there such a word as incredible-er?
Ford is even working on an engine that gets mileage like a diesel, but runs a lot cleaner.
Is there anything more incredible than incredible?
Yes, our little four-cylinder Mustang. It accelerates like some cars with 8-cylinder engines because it's turbocharged.
Friends, I guess there's only one way left to express our basic emotions.
Ford, that's incredible.
To take the incredible Ford factory tour, write us for information.
Bart Starr talking to receiver Lofton along the sidelines as the Green Bay Packers have given up the football, and the Atlanta Falcons bring it up to the line, 1st and 10 at the Packers' 39-yard line. Bartkowski, the quarterback, Andrews and Bean are the setbacks in the I formation.
Got the speed in the slot left. Both flankers lined up left.
Give it to Andrews. The rookie from Auburn gets it inside the 35-yard line. William Andrews, who has rushed for 410 yards, averaged 4.3. Charlie Johnson made the tackle. Here's the defense, or rather the offense for Atlanta, the offensive line. And there are the receivers and the back. Second down play coming here. Bubba Bean is in motion. That's Andrews again. Driving for the stick. May have got there as he got across the 30-yard line. Had to go to the 29.
Fine draft choice for Atlanta. William Andrews, a rookie out of Auburn. Watch this. He's going to slip outside the defensive left end. Number 77, Mike Butler. There's Earl Edwards on the inside. Butler could have made the tackle. Got a dislocated elbow he's playing with, and Rich Wingo makes the stop for the Pack.
It is a first down for Atlanta. They held the ball at the Packers' 29-yard line. Again, they're up there in the I formation for Bartkowski, who has completed 52.2% of his passes. Bartkowski pumps it, and it is incomplete. The move was made by Mike McCoy. Wallace Francis, the intended receiver.
That was a good pass by Bartkowski as we're going to take a look at the Green Bay defense. If Francis would have come back for the football, Lindsay, it would have been complete. He did not come back to the football. There's Butler, Edwards, Johnson, and Barber, the front defensive four.
And the linebackers for Green Bay. And the deep men. Green Bay Packers are a little short in backup personnel for that front four. So they may be playing some strange alignments defensively because of lack of troops. Second down play coming, and 10 yards to go at the 29. Bubba Bean.
Look at that Gray. See something? Johnny Gray, number 24. Lindsay, last Monday night, I never saw two safety men keep the emotional pitch up for a team the way Johnny Gray and Steve Luke did for the Packers. Here, Johnny Gray again, coming up from his free safety spot. Bean goes to the outside, eludes the tackle by Robert Barber, switches the football as all good running backs should do when they're running to the left. And look at Johnny Gray. He loves to hit.
Third down and 6 yards to go for the Falcons. They spread out the receivers now for Bartkowski. Steve Bartkowski swings it out, and it's taken by Andrews. Look at that. That's the first down inside the 15-yard line. Jim Gano made the tackle.
And look at Andrews. He's really ready to go. Watch Bartkowski, Lindsay. He sees the linebackers in a deep drop set, just drops it over to his back. A little bit behind Andrews, and Andrews will do the rest. He needs about 13 yards from where he caught the football. Watch him go for the first down.
He's got it 1st and 10, and it's at the 13-yard line now of the Green Bay Packers. 12-yard pass play. Even up the running backs on the slot right. Motion to the left side. Andrews to the left side, just inside the 10-yard line. 2nd and 7 at the 10.
Well,
Robert Barber made the tackle. Robert Barber is starting at right end defensively in place of Ezra Johnson. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Atlanta Falcons and the National Football League is prohibited. There is no score, but the Atlanta Falcons are driving with 9 minutes, 2 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Andrews has carried 3 times for 15 yards. 2nd down and 7 at the 10-yard line for the Atlanta Falcons. Bartkowski Goes to the corner. Touchdown! Alfred Jenkins. Alfred Jenkins for the touchdown for the Atlanta Falcons. His 18th reception, his second touchdown reception of the year.
Oh, beautiful execution. Alfred Jenkins. Look at the pass protection here. Barkowski's got all day long on a corner pattern. Alfred Jenkins goes deep to the corner, and he beat Estes Hood back there. Estes Hood giving too much to the inside.
And now Alfred Jenkins has stretched this consecutive game streak to 47.
That's his second touchdown of the year.
Conversion attempt coming. Tim Mazzetti is in to attempt it. John James is holding, and Mazzetti's kick is good. And so, as they come back up the field, it is the Atlanta Falcons 7 and the Green Bay Packers nothing, with 8 minutes 46 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter in Atlanta.
Here's Andrew. I'll have my favorite light beer.
Natural, sure. Want one for your friend?
My friend?
You see, he doesn't have to call it Anheuser-Busch Natural Light, and he doesn't have to call it Anheuser Natural. Just say natural.
He said natural. He knows for a smooth, clean taste and a great light beer, people distinctly ask for natural by name.
Name? My name is Raymond J. Johnson, Jr. Now, you can call me Ray, or you can call me Jim.
From the people who brought you the Workmate comes the incredible bench top. You can put it on a table or clamp it to a chair or use it on the roof or almost anywhere. It goes up in the attic or the basement down below. There's almost no place the bench top won't go. Black & Decker's bench top Workmate, portable work center and bags. It turns the whole world into a workshop.
Bert Quint brings the story home. We call him the fireman because he's best when the heat is on.
Cronkite and Company, only on the CBS Evening News.
The Atlanta scoring drive, and now the Falcons will kick off. Mazzetti will boot it, and Steve Odom is deep, flanked by Nate Simpson and Howard Sampson. Odom slips down and goes simply for a touchback. No harm done, really, except he missed the chance for any run back, as it'll be brought out to the 20-yard line and put in play first and 10.
A point here, Lindsay, to be made is 2 great kickoffs by Tim Mazzetti. And, of course, he won't get too much print in the paper about the first one, but the first kickoff, they stopped Green Bay inside the 15-yard line and gave him poor field position. And psychologically, that does something for your defense. There's Tim Mazzetti on the sideline. And now, anytime you get a field goal kicker today when they kick off from the 35, can put it even down to the goal line, he's doing a fine job.
David Whitehurst at the controls. Barty Smith, third L Middleton, or rather Steve Atkins is in there now also. Steve Atkins is the running back.
Going to throw on first down a lot today.
Lofton took it, was upended by Ray Easterling out there at the 21-yard line. 31-yard line.
This kid is really the only touchdown threat that the Packers have. Lofton, one of the great receivers in this league. And we use the grade a lot in the National Football League, but this kid is. Look at this catch. Number 32 is Ray Easterling.
Lofton now has a 22-game streak going, consecutive games in which he has caught a pass. First down and 10 yards to go. Green Bay at the Green Bay 31-yard line.
That's every game he's played at Green Bay.
Barty Smith. He got it out there at the 35 for 4. That'll make it second down and 6 yards to go. Game time temperature here in Atlanta, 70 degrees. Clear. The wind northwest 10 to 15 miles per hour. The Atlanta Falcons are leading by a score of 7-0 here in the first quarter. Lofton's in a wide right. Steve Atkins, the rookie from Maryland, is still in there at a running back along with Barty Smith. Dropping back, Whitehurst. Well, he's going to run it. Lunges across the 40 up to about the 42-yard line. Rick Bias was there.
And I like it. He went for the first down. David Whitehurst got the good quick feet, Lindsay. He's taking a lot of heat up around Wisconsin, but he's a fine quarterback, and the best is Bart has got to go with.
Whitehurst played high school football, as was mentioned at the top of the show, at Walker High in Decatur, which is Greater Atlanta here. Went to Furman and has developed into a a fine young quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. Has completed 60.9% of his passes this year. That's Adkins carrying. And Frank Reed came up to make the tackle with Fulton Kuykendall.
Atkins, number 2 draft choice of the Packers. The number 1 they would have loved to have, especially for this game, Eddie Lee Ivory from Georgia Tech, a hometown product. And I tell you, Eddie Lee Ivory is going to be a great back. I think he's back in Green Bay starting his rehabilitation.
He has been this last week visiting relatives in Thompson, Georgia, and he's gone back to Green Bay, and I'm sure that Eddie Lee Ivory is looking in at this telecast this afternoon. That's Lawson in motion across. Steve Atkins and Frank Reed came in to make the tackle.
Frank Reed coming in from strong safety position. They'll blitz everybody. They just read the defense well.
Third down play coming up now for the Green Bay Packers. The ball is spotted there just short of the 49, make it the 48-yard line. Third down and about 5.5 to go.
Now watch the Atlanta defense. They're in the 3-man front. Blitz from the outside.
It's intercepted at the 40-yard line. Rollin Lawrence. Long march at 50 at the 45, and Rollin Lawrence goes out of bounds at the 42-yard line of Green Bay, where it is 1st and 10 for the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, Roland Lawrence comes up with his second interception of the game, and that ties the all-time interception record. Atlanta Falcon record. He's got 32 interceptions now. Here's Roland Lawrence. It looked as if David Whitehurst got lost. I don't know who he was throwing the ball to. There wasn't any Green Bay jersey in sight.
So now the Atlanta Falcons have good field position. They're in the first quarter, and they're leading by a score of 7-0.
This desert was a wasteland until Connecticut General lent me the money for an irrigation system. CG sure came through for me.
Coming through for you. That's what CG people do.
We wanted to be able to forecast the long-range implications of our pension plan. Connecticut General certainly came through for us.
Coming through for you. That's what CG people do.
Call us. We'll come through for you, too.
Come on.
Who's buying the beer tonight? Let's take turns.
Push. Sunset, the time of day when you don't just reach for a beer. You head for the mountains. Push.
Our last replay, we showed you the interception. Now let's see if we can pick it up from a different angle. Here comes Lofton back. Now they've rotated in a zone. Rollin Lawrence comes up with the interception. He was really trying to go to James Lofton, but he was way short.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line for the Atlanta Falcons in Green Bay territory. This is Andrews, William Andrews from Auburn, and he got through to the 39-yard line. A penalty marker on the play. Incidentally, Turdell Middleton, running back of the Green Bay Packers, just went into the locker room accompanied by a member of the Green Bay training staff. Holding is indicated against the Atlanta Falcons.
Middleton, we understand, has a bruise on his shoulder and will be back.
Gordon McCarty.
Holding, number 70, offense. Repeat, first down.
Dave Scott.
Dave Scott's the offensive left guard. Big guy, 6'4", 285. Number 70 in there. He had a little bit better angle than you do at home.
And now Bean has come out. Dennis Pearson has come in for an extra receiver and one less running back in that alignment for the Atlanta Falcons. 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line. Andrews. William Andrews just kept driving. Mike Douglas finally brought him down at the 1st and 10.
Well, he got the holding penalty back. Here's a little draw, trapped from the left side. Good block against, I think that's Douglas, 53 there. But he hustles back, gets in on the stop.
Isn't the first down because they had 20 yards to go, and so now it is 2nd down and 9. Markowski, and it is complete. Taken by Wallace Francis, and that's the 1st down. It is at the 25-yard line, and Estes Hood made the tackle.
Well, they're starting to work on Estes Hood over in the left corner. And Hood has a tendency to play deep. And the only way a cornerback can really play deep is to get a good rush out of your defensive front four. And, of course, the Packers have been hurt. A lot of injuries. It's a 20-yard pickup. Estes Hood was way deep. You can almost do anything you want over there if you get him in a man-to-man.
It's spotted at the 22-yard line. This is Bubba Bean. Texas A&M on Bubba Bean. Can't keep his balance. He goes down at about the 6-yard line. Johnny Gray was there.
Oh, what a block, Lindsey. Right guard, the rookie from USC, All-American Pat Howe, number 64, picking. Watch him. There goes Brian. He hooks Barber on the inside. Pat Howe just takes Steve Luke to the outside. Bubba Bean right up inside. Beautiful hole. 15-yard pickup.
1st down and goal to go for the Falcons. Have the ball inside the 7-yard line. That's Bubba Bean in motion to the right outside. Andrews with the ball. Drives inside the 5. Earl Edwards in to make the tackle. Picked up recently by the Green Bay Packers. He played his college ball at Wichita.
Lindsey, you think there's something to that Monday night jinx? It seems like every time a team plays sky high on Monday night, they come back the next Sunday and they're flat.
Well, I think it might be explained more rationally. I think probably it's a case of emotion getting so high that it's difficult to get up twice in a week. Second down play coming here for the Atlanta Falcons. Markowski's little pass out to Bubba Bean, but this time it is Mike Douglas there.
Fine defensive play by Douglas. He's the best pass rusher from a blitz situation. Douglas, second-year linebacker from San Diego State. They use a little play action here, trying to get it to Bubba Bean, working one-on-one with the linebacker. And Mike Douglas will have no part of letting him in.
3rd and goal at the 5-yard line. Bubba Bean comes out. Pearson comes back in.
I didn't particularly like that call. They only had 2 yards to go. They had 3 downs to get it in. Now it forces them 3rd down to throw it.
Markowski. Incomplete. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Wallace Francis.
Well, who wanted the football, Mike McCoy or Wallace Francis? Incomplete. Here we got it again. They got a slot left on the outside. You see Wallace Francis going from the slot. There's Mike McCoy has a piece of the ball. Now Francis, a little too hot to handle for both of them.
Tim Mazzetti is in to attempt the field goal now. And this will be a 23-yard attempt. Well within his deadly range. He is 6 for 11 overall. And Mazzetti's kick is good. And so as they come back up the field now, it is the Atlanta Falcons 10 and the Green Bay Packers nothing. And we have 2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter of this game on a sunny day in Atlanta.
JCPenney's Plain Pockets corduroy jeans are a great buy at $12. But now, for a limited time only, our sale makes them an incredible buy at 20% off. They come in lots of terrific colors with the same kind of styling and fit as the best-selling corduroys, but for only $9.60 a pair. So hurry over right now and pocket an extra $2.40. JCPenney's Plain Pockets corduroys at 20% off. They're just plain fantastic.
Welcome to the 80s and the better ideas from Ford.
Better ideas for the 80s.
A new size Thunderbird available with electronic readouts. America's first fully automatic overdrive. First new truck of the 80s. Coming October 12th. This Friday night at 11:30 Eastern, take in a magic show. Magic Johnson's scheduled TV debut as the Lakers take on the Clippers. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Tim Mazzetti is kicking off, and Odom is deep. He is in the end zone, and he runs it out to the goal line 5. Steve Odom to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, and he goes out of bounds across the 20-yard line. Ray Easterling ran him out. A touchdown drive, 42 yards in 7 plays. It consumed 2 minutes, 56 seconds, and the Atlanta Falcons scored their second touchdown of the day. Now the Green Bay Packers once again. Or rather, field goal, I beg your pardon. It was the second score was a field goal for the Atlanta Falcons, of course. Penalty marker here on the run back, and it's going to be against the Atlanta Falcons, and puts the ball up to the 29-yard line. Here's the referee.
Face mask, number 32, the kicking team during the return, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Ray Easterling, 1st and 10 at the 29 for the Green Bay Packers.
And Philadelphia, both of these teams 4-1, playing super on the year. Philadelphia with their early first quarter lead.
Lofton's in the wide right for David Whitehurst. Atkins and Barty Smith are the setback. Atkins. But it's Frank Reed, a strong safety, in to make the tackle. At the 31-yard line, a gain of 2 makes it 2nd and 8.
Well, he had the right guard, Leotis Harris, out in front of him, Lindsey, and Leotis Harris didn't hit anybody. Pulled around too deep. Atkins cutting up inside.
Second down play coming for the Green Bay Packers. The clock is running at 1 minute 43 seconds. Remaining to be played in the first quarter. Whitehurst. Whitehurst is sacked at the 29 by Jeff Yates, 8-year veteran from Boston College.
Well, they only had 3 receivers out. All of them were covered, and Whitehurst got his 14th sack of the year. Most fans think that's the quarterback's fault when he gets sacked. I tell you, Bart, man, I'm going to have to take up for him a little bit, Lindsey. You know, he's lost 6 players during the year, and all of them are #1 draft choice. Ezra Johnson's out. Butler's been out a couple games. He's playing with a dislocated shoulder. Concar's missed action. John Anderson hadn't seen any action. And Eddie Lee Avery's out. Now Bart Zolofskis is out. You lose some players like that, and it's tough.
3rd down and 10 yards to go, and Whitehurst decides he'll keep it. And he got it up as far as the first down yardage.
And I like that, Lindsey. I love to see a quarterback run with the football. I think the injury problem that quarterbacks get, they're not going to get injured as much as they try to run the football and get the first down. When you see them go into the fetal position, slide down, and then those defensive backs take a shot at you, that's where, when you're running the football, you're going to get hurt.
Turdell Middleton, number 34, back along the sideline behind Bart Starr there. So he has been to the locker room, has received treatment, and is back and apparently ready. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line for the Green Bay Packers. Quick pitch to Atkins. Got about 4. Greg Brzezina there on the stop. And there is the gun sounding the end of the period. So that is the end of the first quarter here at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, and the score is Atlanta 10 and the Green Bay Packers nothing.
Antifreeze. You never think about it, or how it has to protect somebody beside you, or what could happen without it. Stranded in freezing weather and no help for miles. Don't trust your luck. Don't trust the weather. Take out old, weak antifreeze now and put your trust in Prestone 2. More people trust Prestone than all other brands combined.
I've been worried about you.
More people trust Prestone. And when you flush your cooling system, trust Prestone Super Flush.
The JCPenney battery presents 3 very powerful alternatives. The JCPenney 3, 4, and 5-year batteries. And right now, the 5-year battery with as much power as most top-of-the-line batteries is on sale. For a limited time, you can save $11 on our everyday price. That's right. Save $11 on the JCPenney 5-year battery. Just one of JCPenney's full line of maintenance-free batteries.
Natural light beer, please. Actually, I guess you're supposed to say, give me a natural or make it a natural. Okay, so I'm a maverick. But, you know, I just walked out of a bar because they didn't have natural light beer.
You must have been humidified.
So was I.
I empathize with you. You know, a cabin without the smooth, clean taste of this light beer is downright unnatural.
You know, that's so true. That's why I came in here for a natural. There you go. I just said natural. It goes to show you. I guess you hear something so often, you naturally just follow along like a flock of sheep. Monkey see, monkey do.
As we start the second quarter in Atlanta, this is Lindsey Nelson with Paul Horning, and the Atlanta Falcons leading 10-0. The Green Bay Packers have the ball just short of their own 45-yard line. Second down and 6 yards to go.
Falcons going in a little flex defense there.
Whitehurst still has it. Throws it back, and it's Marty Smith. 50, 45.
That's a way
to
run.
Gets to the 40 for a 1st and 10 in Atlanta territory. Roland Lawrence brought him down.
I tell you, he saw Roland Lawrence on the outside, the big guy, 33, and he just put his shoulder down. The good thing Lawrence didn't get in front. Watch the move here of David Whitehurst. If you don't think he's got the quick feet, this is a complete ad-lib play, and he just looked back against the grain and got it back to Marty Smith beautifully. This is the furthest the Packers have advanced the football. Look at here, he puts his head down. He almost killed Roland Lawrence if he had a shot at him.
A pass completion born of desperation. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. 15-yard pickup on the play. Atkins, 30, 25. Rick Bias ran him out.
Atkins' stats on the year, 131-yard rushing, but he did go over 100 yards in the second game against the Saints. He had 110 yards rushing. Very strong running back. And the Giants over Tampa Bay by 7. And I'm sure everybody else in the Central Division being interested in that one if they can pull an upset over Tampa Bay.
You saw Atkins go off the field. Cordell Middleton has come back in. It is 1st and 10 for the Green Bay Packers at the 22-yard line of the Atlanta Falcons. Middleton's in the left set. Marty Smith in the right set. Middleton. Finally made a small game. Mike Lewis brought him down.
No score, second quarter, Buffalo, Chicago. Well, Middleton, that's the kind of run that takes a little out of you, Lindsey. It's only a 1 or maybe close to a 2-yard gain, but he turned a 3-yard loss into a 2-yard gain. And boy, that's tough physical run like that when the pursuit's all over you.
2nd and 8, just short of the 20-yard line. Middleton left, Marty Smith right. Andre Thompson wide left, Lofton in the slot left. Whitehurst. Incomplete. Lofton made the diving attempt.
Well, ever since Lofton came into the league, he's been double covered. He's only of course, he was rookie last year, rookie of the year in a few polls. Lofton has been double covered every time. Even they put him on the inside in the slot, Lindsey. They bring up a safety man, both safety men covering. When he goes out on the outside, the cornerback and safety man double covering. And why not? He's really the only guy that right now that you could say that is really a touchdown threat deep for the Pack.
3rd and 8, short of the 20-yard line. Whitehurst. That's incomplete. Intended for Andre Thompson.
And they didn't blitz.
So it is 4th and 8, short of the 20-yard line.
Chester Markle hadn't seen too much action, which indicative of not moving the football offensively in the first 5 games, Lindsey. What is he, 2 out of 3 on the year?
2 out of 3 on the year. This will be a 39-yard attempt. David Beverly is holding for him. A 39-yarder by Markle.
He blew it.
It's wide right. So the ball goes over. That's the line of scrimmage just in advance of the 20-yard line. And the score remains the Atlanta Falcons 10 and the Green Bay Packers nothing in the second quarter here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Can a 1980 Ford LTD priced about $7,300 ride as quietly as a $65,000 Rolls-Royce? Both were tested under identical conditions, over smooth roads, over rough roads, at 20, 40, and 55 miles per hour. And the LTD rode just as quietly as the Rolls-Royce. Incredible? Not for LTD, because LTD is so solidly built, so well engineered. Ford LTD, as quiet as a Rolls-Royce.
What do you have?
He wants an Anheuser-Busch natural like beer.
Hey, just say natural. That way he won't have to move his lips so much.
Okay, a natural. This guy real?
You know, for a piece of wood, you speak with remarkable clairvoyance.
Yeah? What's your excuse? Les. Hey, man, I apologize.
Forget it. Anyone so appreciatory of natural, smooth, clean taste is okay by me.
Just remember to say natural next time.
Must be hard working with this dummy.
Oh, he's all right.
Tomorrow night on CBS, The White Shadow, MASH, at the 13th Annual Country Music Association Awards.
And don't miss MASH, of course. Radar says goodbye on MASH. And then, of course, it's Kenny Rogers. He hosts the show. What a voice he has.
That's all tomorrow night on CBS. First and 10 for the Atlanta Falcons. Bubba Bean and William Andrews, but that is the quarterback, Bartkowski. And it's incomplete. Trying to get it out there to Wallace Francis. Incidentally, defensive end Jeff Morrow in the opening game of the season in New Orleans sustained a toe injury. He was on the injured reserve, came back today, started, has re-injured it, and may not be back.
Look at Bartkowski. That would have been a completed pass had not Charles Johnson, the rookie, out of Maryland, put the pass rush on. Philadelphia, 8-yard run by Wilbert Montgomery and a Ron Jaworski pass to Montgomery. 2 scores there for the Eagles.
Second and 10 with Atlanta's ball at the 20-yard line. Falcons are leading 10-0. Bubba Bean. Out there about the 28-yard line. Mike Butler was there on the target. Kansas City, Cincinnati, no score in the second quarter.
Third down, and the Packers have had trouble with third down on defense.
They're at about 2.5 or 3 to go.
Poorest team in the NFC on third down defensively.
Bartkowski. Andrews.
See what I mean?
Gary Weaver made the tackle as Andrews was determined to get across that 30 and dig up there to the sticks, which he did.
You know, this is what they knew about Andrews in the draft, Lindsey. The Falcons, Eddie LeBaron said, we knew the kid could catch the football well. You see the good hands of the fullback on a little fan pattern on the linebacker there, it's called, and he makes a good catch, first down, but they didn't expect him to run this well. Over 440 yards now in the year.
Bubba Bean in motion outside left. Quick pitch, and it's taken by Andrews. William Andrews, the rookie from Auburn, is across the 40-yard line. Rich Wingo from Alabama made the tackle. It'll be second down. About 2 to go.
That's the toughest play fundamentally for a fullback to run is the little quick pitch with your guard or tackle out in front of you. Not too many fullbacks really run it and execute it properly, Lindsey, and this kid gets outside pretty quick. Sam Cunningham got over from 1 yard out in New England, 7-0.
Second down play coming. Dennis Bubba Bean. And a little second effort got him up there very close to the sticks. Gary Weaver was there for the Green Bay Packers. Now, they leave the ball right there because they got to determine whether or not he got the first down. McCarty takes a look across. And he finally says, bring out the chain. Let's take a look and measure it. If any part of the ball is in advance of the stick, it is a first down. Otherwise, not.
Congratulations in order for my man sitting to my left, Lindsey Nelson. Lindsey, congratulations, being voted the outstanding play-by-play man in football. Received the Golden Mike Award the other day in New York from the Touchdown Club of America.
I thank you. I tell you, that's one I was glad to get because the Touchdown Club is populated with football folks.
It sure is. Well, there's over 50 candidates going for that little gold. It wasn't real gold. If it's real gold, you made a killing.
I'm going to examine it. It looks like it. Here's Bartkowski with the throw that is complete. Across the 50 to Wallace Francis. And Wallace Francis trying to circle. I think just missed the first down.
Giants, any particular Sunday, they used to say, the Giants 14-0 over Tampa Bay. Billy Taylor scored 2 touchdowns for the Giants. Here it is again. Packers trying to blitz with Mike Douglas. Is picked up. That means man-to-man. Mike McCoy is out there all alone on the flank. He had the first down, Lindsey, came back, and now it's going to be second and short.
2nd and 1 at the 47-yard line. Andrews is in the fullback set. Bubba Bean gets the ball. He gets the first down. Mike Butler in to make the tackle, but I think there's a penalty marker dropped by a lineman. Offsides against the Green Bay Packers.
There's Jim Mitchell. What a great one he's been for Atlanta. You'll see he will be taken out on third down situation. He's lost a step and a half. A great 11-year veteran from Prairie View, and they use him mostly as a blocker. He's only caught 2 passes on the year, which is very unusual for Mitchell. He used to be one of the best tight ends in the business.
Offside, number 77 defense, first down.
Mike Butler, they accept the penalty, makes it 1st and 10 at the 42. 9 minutes, 49 seconds left to play in the first half here. Butler, a 3-year man from Kansas. This is Bubba Bean from Texas A&M. Got to the 37-yard line before Rich Wingo from the Crimson Tide made the tackle.
New England, Don Calhoun scored from 2 yards out. Sam Cunningham got over from 1 yard. It's 14-0 over the line.
2nd and 6. The Atlanta Falcons at the Green Bay 38-yard line. The Falcons are leading 10-0.
Packers got a rookie in there, Charles Johnson from Maryland. Guy picked up on waivers, Earl Edwards.
And this time, Bartkowski is sacked by the Pack defense, led by Mike Douglas, the linebacker. Back at the 48-yard line for a loss of 10.
2nd down, and the Pack starting to blitz. Successful last week. Green Bay has never been known as a blitzing team, but they're going to have to do it. There's 73 getting free from the inside. That's Earl Edwards. Just picked up 2 weeks ago. He starts the sack. You see Douglas, 53, will get credit for it.
3rd down and 16 yards to go for Atlanta at the Green Bay 48-yard line.
Yeah, they got Jim Mitchell out of there. 3 receivers.
Dennis Pearson in the wide right. Francis in the slot right. There is a delay, I believe. Delay of game. It's a 5-yard penalty. It'll put the ball back at the 47-yard line and make it 3rd and 21 for the Atlanta Falcons, coached by that gentleman, Lehman Bennett, whom you just saw. Here's McCarter.
Delay of game. Offense. Still 3rd down.
Well, those microphones sure make it easier for the fans at home. It sure makes it easier for us.
It certainly does. Well, Bartkowski was hit just as he started the arm forward. It's an incomplete pass.
Well, there's the blitz again. Wingo. Look at Wingo. Put his arms around Weaver.
It'll bring the punting unit on now for the Atlanta Falcons, and it'll drop Steve Odom back for the Green Bay Packers. 8 minutes, 31 seconds remain to be played in the first half. John James back to punt. 8-year veteran from the University of Florida has averaged 41.5.
Oh, he's a fine punter, Lindsay. Usually hangs the ball up for a good 4 seconds. Kicks it high. Led the league a couple of years ago. Better hurry.
James puts it up. Look at that. Odom calls for a fair catch and lets it go, and it's going to bounce back and go out of bounds at the 7-yard line.
How about that for a bounce? That's when you turn the end over on the punt. As John James getting congratulated on the sideline. Lindsay, a beautiful 46-yard punt.
A big green football team and endless yellow sea. A cherry pie and orange sky, the bluest eyes you'll ever see. Yes, America's true colors come through on GE.
GE TV brings you America's colors vivid and lifelike, and our special VIR2 circuit adjusts the color automatically.
Yes, America's true colors come through on GE. GE, we bring good things to life.
Super automotive values from Sears. After 40,000 highway miles, then the 2,000-mile Pony Express route, a set of Sears Road Handler radials exceeded federal safety standards for new tires. Now buy the first Road Handler at regular price, get the second at 30% off. And now get the full power of the maintenance-free Sears 48 for a full $7 off its regular low price. Now on sale, the Sears 48, $47.99 with trade-in. You save $7. At Sears, where America shops for value.
Next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular, see the grace of the world's top gymnasts and the power of the world's strongest men. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
CBS Sports Spectacular. Some of the top international stars will be competing, like Kurt Thomas. Green Bay Packers have the ball, but they have it deep in their own territory after 7. The Atlanta Falcons are leading by a score of 10-0. And we have 8 minutes, 22 seconds left to play in the first half.
Atlanta's in a little flex defense that's made famous by the Cowboys.
From the end zone, Whitehurst. And he is back for a safety. And it's Mike Lewis who got to it. A safety, a two-pointer. The score is 12-0. Lewis got there.
Jeff
Yates with the safety.
Jeff Yates was also there. Lots of pressure put on Whitehurst. On first down, we said that we're going to throw the football a lot today. Here comes the linebacker also. And at 69, Mike Lewis with a safety. Here it is again. Mark Concar on the inside cannot keep out Lewis. Concar with the 4 blocks. And Mike Lewis gets 2 for Atlanta.
He is credited for the safety in the score as the Atlanta Falcons 12, the Green Bay Packers nothing.
Now, the trick is, in just 3 moves, they get the light bottle caps all together, moving 2 each time. Once, twice, 3.
What? That's easy.
Hey, I could put away a lot of beer by the time they figure this one out. That's why I'm drinking light beer from Miller. Not only does light taste great, but it's got a third less calories than their regular beer. And it's less filling.
Hey, what's going on here?
Okay, once more. 1, 2, 3.
What? That's easy. Let me...
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
The car, the 1980 Mustang. The place, Ford's Test Track, Dearborn. Mustang proves itself a sports car for the 80s. The U.S. Auto Club tested Mustang for acceleration, for cornering, for steering response, for braking, for overall driving performance. The result, Mustang is certified by the U.S. Auto Club as a sports car. Sports car performance, impressive fuel economy. That's Ford Mustang, a sports car for the 80s.
Following the safety by the Atlanta Falcons, it'll be a free kick, and the ball can be put in play from placement or from punt. It's going to be punted. Good punt. It is taken back at the 23 by Rick Bias, and Bias returns it to the 40-yard line. Dave Simmons made the tackle, and now the Falcons get the ball 1st and 10, and they get it at their own 40-yard line.
There you see Jim Gano. He threw himself into that wedge and tried to disrupt bias from the football. There he is. Gano was shaken up a little bit, but he's trotting off. He's okay. Good special team man, Gano.
Pearson along the sideline. He's in on returns, and he's frequently used as a wide receiver. Bubba Bean and William Andrews in there now as setbacks for Bartkowski. Bartkowski setting it up, going long, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Wallace Francis, the 7-year veteran from Arkansas A&M. Mike McCoy on the corner covering defensively, 2nd and 10 for the Atlanta Falcons.
Bartkowski was off to a quick start. He was leading the National Football League in the statistical ratings. But last week's game against Washington, when probably had the poorest day of his career, 6 for 26, dropped him way back. But today, he's 6 out of 11 for 54 yards and 1 TD.
Bartkowski has completed only 35% of his passes in the past 2 games. 6 for 26 against Washington's tough defense last week. Area stats for today. It's 2nd down and 10 yards to go.
Packers in a 3-man front, 4 linebackers faking the blitz.
Well, a little confrontation, but Andrews has the ball. He and Bartkowski sort of met each other head on, but Andrews got the ball, and Steve Luke finally made the tackle. It's in advance of the 45-yard line.
Andrews says, give me the football and get out of the way. Little mix-up quarterback, little stutter step here. It looked as if it was going to be an inside handoff. Bartkowski wanted a handoff on the outside. Doesn't matter for Andrews. Going to pick up 6 anyway.
3rd down and 4 yards to go for the Falcons. Pearson's in a wide right. Andrews the lone setback. Bartkowski. Pearson. Made the catch for 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Johnny Gray on the tackle.
No way to stop that, Lindsey. Quick post, and it was a perfect pass. Actually, not a perfect pass, but it was fired quickly right in between the linebacker, the cornerback, and the safety man. And Pearson just went down to his knee, made the catch for 17 yards.
So the Falcons leading by a score of 12-0 are driving again into Green Bay territory here. I believe in Steve, it says. Steve Bartkowski. Bubba Bean in motion to the outside left. Quick pitch, taken by William Andrews. Drives across the 35 before Charles Johnson brings him down.
Well, once he makes the cut, he's a north-south runner.
He is that with a lot of power.
You know, most of those, you'll see a lot of backs, especially on a pitch out or a sweep. When they go out there, they just pity-pat. You know, they take their time and try to wait for the blocking to materialize. Lindsey, this kid, even for a rookie, got great instincts.
6 feet tall, 200-pounder. 2nd and 6 at the 34-yard line for Atlanta. Bubba Bean. Got to about the 32. Gary Weaver on stop.
The Redskins coming back with a touchdown 2nd quarter to cut Philadelphia's lead to 7.
3rd down and 4 yards to go. At the 32-yard line. Andrews has carried 8 times for 45. Bean has carried 6 times for 34. Andrews. But this time, Charles Johnson, 99, has him firmly in his grasp. And on 4th down, Tim Mazzetti is coming in.
Take a look at right at the middle linebacker. End zone shot. Here it comes to Andrews. Off the left side, 99 is Charles Johnson. He slipped off the block of Dave Scott. Made the good play from defensive tackle.
James is in the hole for Mazzetti, and this will be a 48-yard attempt. Now, that's his longest ever is 43. That's a little long, but he's taking a shot here at a 48-yarder. His longest ever is 43. The 48er is good. And Mazzetti has set a new personal record for the year of 48 yards.
A great story in pro football. A bartender in Philadelphia, they picked him up and he kicked super last year.
Don't ever underestimate the bartender.
That's right.
A Super Bowl Steeler is tough to beat. But against the Steeler, I can't compete.
When a Steeler gets hit, it's got the guts to bounce back.
You turkey.
Uniroyal presents the Steel.
Georgia has millions of futures to protect. And one way we do this is with solid investment. In a hydroelectric plant in Quebec, a helicopter company in Oregon, energy research in Wyoming, a university medical complex in Alabama, the city of Atlanta, and many others. We're Life of Georgia. We're one of the largest life insurance companies in the United States, and we're working to ensure your future.
It's the network debut of Bill Walton as a San Diego Clipper. And the Magic Man, Irvin Johnson of the Los Angeles Lakers. It's the Clippers and Lakers Friday night at 11:30 Eastern. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
Mazzetti is kicking off for the Atlanta Falcons. Odom is center deep. Steve Odom takes the high trajectory kick at the 5. He's back at the 10 to the 15. Gets left to the 20, and Odom goes to the 25. And out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Run out of bounds by Dennis Pearson.
Well, Jim Mazzetti with the longest field goal, and it's a big field goal, Lindsay. It puts it out of range of 2 touchdowns, 15-0. I bet you one thing, Bobby Lane would have loved to hell for Jim Mazzetti. What a pair they would have made. Lane, what would he always say? Never give it to a milk drinker on 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1. He would have loved Mazzetti.
And he never did. It's 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. David Whiter, Marty Smith, or rather Atkins and Middleton are the setbacks there. Turdell Middleton. Turdell Middleton across the 35 to the 36. Fulton Kuykendall came to make the tackle.
A lot of smiles on the sidelines when you're 15 ahead.
It's happy time for the Atlanta Falcons. Paul Rising, who does the centering on the placements and punts.
There's Timothy.
2nd and 3. Well, that was a quick move made by Famuina on Barty Smith.
Wilson Famuina from San Jose State beat the right guard.
No gain on the play. 3rd and 3 at the 36-yard line, and we are getting closer to the 2-minute warning. We are down now to 3:24 remaining to be played in the first half. 15-0. The Atlanta Falcons leading.
Look at that flex of that defense. Blitz.
Marty Smith, 6'4", 235, and he's stacked up. No gain on the play on the punting, and it comes on. Again, Wilson Famuina. That is Bart Starr, the head coach of the Green Bay Packers.
3rd and short. Just like a running draw play a little bit. Need a play to hit the hole a little bit quicker on 3rd and 2 or 3. I don't think they fooled anybody.
David Beverly's back to punt. Dennis Pearson is deep to receive it for the Atlanta Falcons. Clock is running at 2:40. Pearson lets it roll. He takes it at the 14. And he is stopped at the 15.
John Thompson, number 83, the backup tight end on the play. 50-yard punt by Beverly.
So it'll be put in play 1st and 10. Next week's first games on CBS will be New Orleans versus Tampa Bay and Philadelphia versus St. Louis. San Francisco against the Giants and Washington against Cleveland.
And the NFL doubleheader, the second game, these Atlanta Falcons go against the Oakland Raiders and the Packers against the Detroit Lions.
Consult your local listings for the game and time in your area. Some cities will see only a single game because of the NFL blackout policy. And don't forget that the action begins with the NFL Today, featuring Brent Musburger, Irv Cross, Jane Kennedy, Jimmy the Greek Snyder and Jack Whitaker.
Well, our man Jimmy the Greek, fell off a moped doing a commercial in Duke Hospital.
He was painfully injured and is out of action.
He is well, Jimmy.
Not in the CBS lineup today. Timeout has been taken now by the Atlanta Falcons.
Kansas City are early. Second quarter lead over the Cincinnati Bengals, who are really having their problems.
Bartkowski over to talk to Lehman Bennett, the head coach of these Atlanta Falcons, about what they do, and they have the ball as they do. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Let me ask you, Lindsay showed up with the coat today that's the all-time champion, and there's a story that goes behind this coat. Let everybody take a look at this.
Well, I tell you, in San Francisco, a radio station asked all the people to send in swatches of cloth that they had around the house. Just put it in an envelope, they said, and send it in. They asked a tailor if he could put it together. They did, and he did, and this is the result. 1st and 10 now at the 15-yard line.
Be a complete flake to sew that together.
Bartkowski. Penalty marker is thrown. Alfred Jackson was the intended receiver.
On who, though?
That's the question. Estes Hood was there. On whom is the question?
On whom, that's right.
Oh, yeah, there was some contact. There you see.
Well, could have been an interception also, Lindsay. I think there wasn't a bump. Estes Hood had a good beat on the football.
McCarter is consulting the Green Bay Packers now. Offensive interference call.
Pass interference. Number 85 offense declined. 2nd down.
This is Alfred Jackson down the right sideline. Just throwing the bomb, the fly pattern down the right side. You see Estes Hood now. He's not looking at the receiver. He's looking at the football. Definitely offensive interference. Good call.
They declined the penalty. 2nd and 10 at the 15. Lynn Kane is in that backfield now, along with Andrews. Andrews carries.
There goes Weaver. Check that. Mike Douglas. Mike Douglas, number 53 right there.
He got a yard. It'll be 3rd and 9, and again a timeout, this one by Green Bay. Stops the clock with 2 minutes, 9 seconds remaining to be played in the half. Bartkowski coming over to talk to Lehman Bennett again. The Atlanta Falcons are leading in this game by a score of 15-0 as you look at the Green Bay sideline now.
Andrews has 48 yards and 10 carries.
Tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes, Archie Bunker's Place, One Day at a Time, Alice, the Jeffersons, and Trapper John M.D.
Just turn it on CBS and leave it there. You're going to enjoy it.
Because it's all tonight, right here on CBS. Bartkowski with the Atlanta Brain Trust. It'll be 3rd and 9 when play is resumed, and the Falcons have the ball at their own 16-yard line. Bartkowski, of course, played his college football at the University of California in Berkeley. He's 6'4", 213-pounder.
And that's been the average against the Packers all year long, 50%. 50% of the time they've faced a 3rd down, they've given up the 1st.
Alfred Jenkins is in the wide right. Bartkowski. And it's batted down at the line of scrimmage. It was Mike Butler and Charlie Johnson just beside him, and it's incomplete. And we'll bring on the punting unit now. Clock is stopped at 2:04.
Tried to whip that almost sidearm. Came down to a 3/4 arm delivery there. And it was blocked. I think it was Johnson, wasn't it? Was it Johnson or Butler? Mike Butler, number 77.
The punt formation, John James is back there. Odom has dropped back to receive the punt. He's standing on his own 46-yard line. Across the midfield marker. Clock starts on the snap as soon as they get him a line. James puts it up. what a beauty. Odom at the 35 to the 40, and he stopped at the 43-yard line. It was Tom Pridemore.
Just a 49-yard punt.
James does that regularly. When players are zoned, it'll be 1st and 10 now as we have wound down past the 2-minute mark. We have the 2-minute warning.
Get ready for the first new truck of the 80s, the new Ford pickup. 1980 Ford test trucks got over 1 million total miles of testing here at Ford's Arizona Proving Grounds over torture tests like steel-lined potholes and Power Hop Hill. This 1980 Ford pickup has new aerodynamic design, best gas mileage rating of any American-built pickup. Carries a big payload, too. See the first new truck of the 80s. It's built Ford tough.
This Bud's for everybody who helps keep our country on the move.
This Bud's for you. You're working hard all day just like you always do. This Bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
We have now 1 minute 52 seconds left to play in the first half. Atlanta is leading the Green Bay Packers by a score of 15-0. The Pack is in possession 1st and 10. They have the ball at their own 42-yard line. Lehman Bennett, head coach of the Falcons. Atkinson, Barty Smith at the setbacks. David Whitehurst. There's a whistle that stops play. Flag does not stop play, but a whistle does.
Against the Packers.
False start. Number 68, offense.
Greg Cook, the offensive right tackle. See if we can pick it up. Offensive right tackle on the right side. There you go. You see him standing up, going to the pass protection stance. They're going to throw it.
1st and 15. Back at the 37-yard line now for the Packers.
Game plan situation for Green Bay, of course, was to throw the ball out on 1st down. They have. Hasn't been too successful.
Andre Thompson left and Lofton is right for the Pack. Whitehurst. Incomplete. Intended for Andre Thompson.
There's a deep turn in, and it's open most of the time in professional football. Andre Thompson coming back for the football the way you should, but kind of looked like he ran away from the ball there. Wasn't a bad pitch.
Clock
a little off.
Clock is stopped on the incompletion with 1:43 showing in set. Whitehurst is 2 for 8, 27 yards and 1 interception in his return to play before the home folks here in Atlanta, Georgia.
First 3 or 4 series, they had bad field position, too, Lindsay.
Terrible field position. Whitehurst.
There's the turn in.
Well, Lofton was the man.
He should have completed that. Whitehurst will be hot at himself. Lofton wide open. Should have been completed. He was wide open, Lofton, on that deep turn in.
3rd and 15.
Throw it again.
Lofton going to a wide right. Andre Thompson to a wide left.
Don Smith back in for Jeff Merrill. He hurt his toe again. He's out. Number 1 draft choice left defensive end.
Whitehurst.
There it is.
Andre Thompson. And it was threaded by Whitehurst. Rick Bias covered, but it's the 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Well, we keep saying so. Those turn-ins are going to be open. That was a great pitch by Whitehurst. He's going to move them up quickly. He's going to have to take a timeout, or is he's signaling his receivers to play, Lindsay.
No huddle play here. And it is completed at the 41-yard line to Paul Coffin, his tight end. Coffin's first catch of the day. Joey McLean there defensively.
Dewey McClain a little bit hot. Said he was trying to struggle forward. No timeout.
They spotted at the 42 for a gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
You see Whitehurst barking out the play to his wide receivers. They got a signal.
Up the middle, Kaufman again, tight end. It's down to the 11-yard line. Greg Brzezina on the tackle.
Now they'll take a timeout. Kaufman's second catch of the day. Caught 6 last Monday night in his best performance. Fine-looking tight end from Kansas State. Here it is again, end zone shot from behind the quarterback. Don Smith gets loose in the left tackle over here, but Whitehurst releases a beautiful pass. You see he threaded it right over the linebacker in front of the safety. Going to pick up 30 yards here, and good second effort, good balance by Kaufman. Finally pulled down by Greg Brzezina.
Stopped at the 12-yard line to make it 1st and 10, and the timeout is taken by the Green Bay Packers with 34 seconds left to play in the half.
And it's a good 2-minute drill being put on by Bart Starr's Packers here. They can get in for a touchdown here or put some points on that board. That's the main thing.
Falcons are leading by a score of 15-0 here in the waning seconds of the first half. Beautiful sunny day in Atlanta, Georgia. Game time temperature was 70 degrees. Stands are packed and jammed. Sellout crowd here this afternoon. Bart Starr with Bill Curry with a headset on. That's Curry and Bratkowski. Bratkowski played at Georgia, and Curry played at Georgia Tech.
And he also coached at Georgia Tech with Pepper Rogers. We saw Pepper earlier today. He's up there at the press box. Big stalker move. Blue.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers have scored. It's the Giants 14 and Tampa Bay 7. 1st and 10 for the Green Bay Packers at the 12-yard line. Now the Atlanta Falcons.
They're saying Lindsey Luke Carpenter's up in the box. He's giving the plays down to Zeke, and Bart doesn't want to call one. He asked for it.
Whitehurst. And it's Adkins. Got about a yard on the completion to the 11-yard line. Mike Fulton Kuykendall was there.
He tied him up a little bit. Clock continuing to run. It's running down. It should be an automatic play, but Whitehurst telling him where to go. He's going to stop the clock.
Yeah, stop the clock with the incompletion. Overthrowing Andre Thompson. 12 seconds left to play in the game. Or rather in the first half. 3rd and 9 at the 11-yard line. We had a chance to visit a little with Eddie LeBaron, the general manager of the Falcons, who had some good, pleasant years with us as a CBS analyst.
He sure was. What a great guy. And, boy, he's brought the Atlanta Falcons along. A playoff team last year. Struggling right now in a 3-game losing streak.
3rd and 9. Green Bay at the Atlanta 11. Clock starts on the snap. 12 seconds in the half. Whitehurst. And it's Barty Smith. And he's in for a touchdown. Barty Smith went by Roland Lawrence for the touchdown.
I tell you, he put that 240 pounds about 2 foot off the ground, and somebody was going to have to get awful low to knock his balance off, and he just lunges in for the 6. Watch this. Good pickup here by Atkins. Picked up the blitz. Now watch Barty Smith right here. He gets inside the 5, puts that left shoulder down, and great balance gets in for the score, and it's a big one.
4 seconds to play on the half conversion attempt coming. Gus DeMarco with David Beverly holding. And it's good. So with 4 seconds on the clock in the first half, it is 15-7.
Take another look. Watch Steve Atkins here. He comes around the fake, comes back at the middle linebacker. Whitehurst with the quick release right in the right flat. Smith is open right here, but he's got 9 yards to go on his own. Here comes Lawrence up from the cornerback position. He slips a little bit, tries to block him down, but Barty Smith with good balance goes in.
Green Bay sideline now as the Packers will be kicking off. And the clock will not start until the ball is touched by a member of the receiving team in the field of play. Under the rules prevailing in the last 2 minutes of the half and the last 2 minutes of the game and in overtime. Lester Markle is teeing it at the 35-yard line. Pearson is deep to receive it for the Atlanta Falcons. Line drive kick. Fielded at the 15-yard line by Kane. And it's returned up across the 35 to the 37, and time has run out on that return as Steve Luke made the stop. So, it is the end of the first half here in Atlanta, Georgia. And the score is the Atlanta Falcons 15 and the Green Bay Packers 7. As the Green Bay Packers came back to score in the waning moments of the half.
My parents bought me a Pinto when I graduated from high school because they thought it would be a perfect car for college. And my sister agrees. Right. I think it's perfect, too. And my sister agrees. And my sister agrees. Mine, too. Mine, too.
Well, I guess you can call us an 8 Pinto sorority.
Join the Pinto family. The 1980 Pinto with 40 standard features. Compare Pinto. It may be the best small car value in America.
We've always wanted to be on TV. Hey,
Fist buds for all the people who make the sidelines a part of the show.
Fist buds for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
Fist buds for you.
It's Sears National Hardware Week sale with many super values like these. Save $30 on a Sears Craftsman 7.5-inch circular saw with 2 1/8 horsepower motor, now $44.99. Or save $20 on Craftsman 16-gallon size wet dry vac, just $79.99. Or save $160 on Sears Best Craftsman 10-inch radio saw with chisel tooth and special carbide tip blade included, only $259.88. Now at Sears National Hardware Week sale, where America shops for value.
Next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular, see top American, Chinese, Japanese, and Canadian gymnasts. Highlights from the Pacific Gymnastics Championships. Then be sure to see Part 3 of the World's Strongest Men competition. It's an afternoon of the beautiful and the highly unusual in sports. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Back live in New York, I'm Brent Musburger. In the first half, Walter Payton carried 20 times for 100 yards, but yet Chicago and Buffalo are scoreless at the half. Elsewhere, New England with a quick turnaround. They scored once, Detroit fumbled the kickoff, Patriots scored again, and the Lions have lost still another quarterback. Jeff Comlow out with an injury. Scott Hunter now playing. Atlanta leading Green Bay at the half, 15-7. Many of you are watching and enjoying that game. And a big one. Both teams 4-1. Philadelphia led it by 14. Then Washington came back, and we'll show you the highlights of that game shortly. Now Tampa Bay and the Giants. This is a dandy in Tampa Bay and New York. All of you are really up for this one. 14-7, Tampa Bay's string on the line. At the half, Kansas City leading Cincinnati 10-0. And just underway, St. Louis and Houston, they are scoreless in the first period. And tonight, on CBS, Trapper John, M.D., will feature our very own Jane Kennedy. Let's look at a scene.
They lied to me. They told me the job was safe. They told me there was no chance of a radiation leak.
Well, I'm sure they believed what they told you.
Oh, that just makes me feel a lot better. I'll remember that when I'm dying of leukemia or giving birth to a malformed child.
You're thinking in extremes, Linda. Those problems are usually the result of prolonged or massive exposure.
Well, what about having children?
Linda, there is a chance, a slim, outside chance, that your problem may cause temporary infertility.
Pernell Roberts was the doctor in that scene?
Pernell Roberts and Greg Harrison, but they do save me. I don't die, so I'll be back next Sunday on NFL Today.
Listen, Pete Rose watches all the new shows. How's that one stack up?
I saw it the first time it was on 3 weeks ago, and it's just another CBS hit.
All right,
Simple
we
as
need
that.
a few more. Listen, yesterday in New York, there was the horse race of the year, the Jockey Club Gold Cup at Belmont, 1.5 miles. I want to show you the stretch again. It is a dandy.
Affirmed on the outside, Coastal on the rail, and Shoemaker trying to drive Spectacular Bid in between. Watch Lafitte Pinkai on the outside. He'll go to the left-hand whip, and Affirmed respond. Affirmed, the 4-year-old, a little bit stronger and a little bit quicker in the stretch than Spectacular Bid and Shoemaker. Now Affirmed will be the horse of the year. He has earned better than $2 million. And there's lovely Patrice Wolfson. She, of course, is the wife of the owner. There's Harry Meyerhoff. They own Spectacular Bid, and Laz Barrera, the trainer of Affirmed. Watch Affirmed, number 3. Takes a misstep after the race. We will be checking on that, and we hope that it is not serious at all. A Spectacular Bid in the middle took that misstep. Affirmed was absolutely fine after the race. Spectacular Bid has already shipped out, so we do not know his condition today, but that was a false step that he took under Bill Shoemaker yesterday. Now, Pete Rose, we've got the World Series starting on Tuesday. Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Who do you like and how many games?
Well, 2 great teams. They both belong in the World Series, and I think it's going to go 7 games, and I like Baltimore simply because of the left-hand pitching they got. McGregor, Flanagan, and Martinez in the bullpen. Left-handers give Pittsburgh a lot of problems.
7 games. Going to be a dandy. All right. The NFL Today will continue on CBS after these messages from your local station.
This is CBS.
It's almost a cliche around the NFL that the way to attack a 3-4, the kind of defense usually employed by Tampa Bay, is to run right straight at it. Well, here he came, Billy Taylor, serving notice that this would be the Giant offense today. That was 27 yards. Taylor this time to the 3-yard line. He carried 15 times in the first half for 76 yards. Here he is going in. Tough touchdown by Billy Taylor. Now, after a Giant interception, it was Taylor again, down to the 2-yard line. Taylor for his second score as Sims put it up only 5 times, completing 4 passes. Now, but the Buccaneers came right back in it on this pass, and watch the catch by Muckler. Stays right with the throw by Dougie. That is a great catch in the end zone. He did not break concentration. Not even Irv Cross could have batted that one away.
But I was watching that Philadelphia Eagle, watching the Redskin game in Philadelphia in the third quarter. The Redskins had the ball now on their 10-yard line coming out. And, of course, the Eagles are leading that game 14-7. This is first half action. Ron Jaworski in the first quarter going to number 84. Keith Prepley makes a nice catch and runs along the far sideline here, picking up 41 yards, taking the ball down inside the 10-yard line, down to the 8. Next play, number 31, Wilbert Montgomery takes the handoff, goes over. The Eagles lead 7-0. Jaworski going to the air again, this time number 84, Keith Prepley. Catch, no catch, yes, it is a catch. Eagles retain possession. Jaworski going to the air again, number 31, Montgomery. He goes all the way, and they lead at this point 14-0. Theismann gets his club back on the board originally here with a pass to Riggins. Halftime is scoring to 14-7 in the third quarter now. Redskins have the ball, and Eagles are still leading 14-7.
Irv, I suggest that we pay attention to that 7-game pick by Mr. Rose. He's on a hot tear. He said New England was the best pick of the day. Watch the Patriots. Flea flicker, left-handed. Where's my man Francis? Maybe the best tight end ever. Look at him. Is he a load? Out of bounds on the 3. Cunningham, touchdown, New England. Ensuing kickoff, and this really turned this game around quickly. Leonard Thompson, set for the return. Took one big hop, and he didn't get a good handle. Had it stripped from him. Rick Sanford to the Detroit 2-yard line. And from there, it was Don Calhoun in for the touchdown. The Lions on the board right now, trailing it 14-3. Now, in another game, many of you are watching Green Bay, Atlanta. Let's check in. Atlanta has lost its last 3 games under Lehman Bennett. Back they came against the Packers. Bartkowski, Jenkins, touchdown, Falcons. Now, here's Whitehurst. Time running down. Looking for Kaufman. That's a 30-yard gain down to the Atlanta 12-yard line. And here came the touchdown pass to Barty Smith. And at the half, that one is 15-7. And let's send you back now to the stadium and the game you're enjoying. We'll see you later.
And here at Atlanta, Fulton County Stadium, it's halftime, and the halftime score is Atlanta 15 and the Green Bay Packers 7. Beautiful football afternoon here in Atlanta, Georgia. And we have another half to go. So stick around. We've been entertained here at halftime by the Furman University Marching Band.
The NFL on CBS. Today's game is sponsored by Anheuser-Busch Natural Light. For a smooth, clean-tasting light beer, just say natural. Ford Motor Company. If you could see tomorrow the way it looks to us today, you'd say, Ford, that's incredible. And by Black & Decker's Workmate. When you've got a tough job to handle, it's like having an extra pair of hands.
You've set your financial goals, and you've set them high. But getting there won't be easy. What you need today is the scope, insight, and strength that's put one investment firm above the others. Merrill Lynch, a breed apart.
If anyone looks forward to the start of a new day, it's a Big A Auto Parts store, because each new day is filled with challenging customer requests for quality parts and friendly service. Take yesterday, for example.
Get an oil filter for a Ferrari.
Do you hook the black one to the plus or minus?
I need heavy-duty shocks. A muffler for a Merc. Boy, have you got metric tools.
Quality parts, friendly service. That's Big A.
Have you got a cup of coffee? Sure.
The hard-working auto parts store.
Would you adopt a child who is handicapped? It takes a lot of patience, a lot of guts. I'm Steve Wilson of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I'd like for you to meet some people who are doing something pretty remarkable, finding permanent homes for handicapped children. It's a United Way agency, and they place kids that other adoption agencies just can't find homes for. A lot of parents who have already adopted a child with special needs also volunteer to come in and talk with the parents who are considering adoption. It made me think, what would I do in their place? These kids and their parents, they're really amazing. This is a unique service here in the Tampa Bay area, but it's typical of the way the United Way works. Thanks to them, and thanks to you. It works for all of us. The United Way.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. That's Barkowski warming up. Now let's take a look at some of the first half highlights. Here's the first touchdown, a perfect pass from Barkowski in the corner of the end zone. Estes Hood, much too much room. Alfred Jenkins for the score. The Packers come right back. First scoring opportunity. Whitehurst a little bit short, trying to go deeper to James Lofton. Rollin Lawrence comes up with the career-tying touchdown. 32. Atlanta Falcon record, 32 interceptions. End zone shot of Chester Markle. Now, these sidewinders, you'll see, a lot of times they hook the ball. This one did not hook. You see it to the right. Plenty of distance. It did not hook for Chester Markle. Now, Mike Lewis, 69, comes up with could be a big play before this game's over with. On first down, Whitehurst is sacked in the end zone for a safety. And finally, a big play by Barty Smith. Watching slip out to the right flat. Whitehurst, quick release, and Barty Smith does the rest. Good balance. He gets in at the end of the game, end of the first half for the score. And so the two teams have come back out, and very shortly we'll be going with the second half. And Paul Horning, when the ball game got underway, Green Bay was an early disadvantage because the Falcons, of course, had them in poor field position. And their game plan was to throw on first down. They couldn't complete a pass the first 2 or 3 times they had the ball on first down, which left them hurting. Of course, the Pack did get a touchdown. There's all the difference in the world in going in that locker room 15-zip and 15-7.
It usually pulls the team up a little bit. If they did not put any points on the board, Lindsay, at the end of the half, well, it would have been a lull in that locker room. But they're going to be up coming back for the second half.
Let's take a look at the first half stats here now as they get a line. There you see, first downs were all even. Yards rushing, Atlanta 82 to Green Bay 64. Continuing on down the line. Time of possession is interesting, almost even. And the Green Bay Packers will be kicking off here now to the Atlanta Falcons. And it's Chester Marco kicking off. It is taken center deep by Dennis Pearson, and he, I beg your pardon, it's by Lynn Kane, and Lynn Kane gets back up to the 38-yard line. Lynn Kane from Southern Cal returned it.
And Atlanta Falcon fans are going to see a lot of him in the future. He's going to get a lot of playing time. A fine running back, had an outstanding day against the Packers in the second half in the last preseason game. Lynn Kane played behind in the shadow, of course, of Charles White, the great Trojan running back at USC.
Kane had 887 yards last year, but nobody knew it because Charles White was a Heisman candidate. Bartkowski, the quarterback, first and 10. Bubba Bean off the tail of the tandem in the I formation.
Gary Weaver, good tackle. Played off the block. Philadelphia scored another one. Wilbur Montgomery scored twice, one on a run, one on a pass from Jaworski, 21-7 over the Redskins.
Second down and 9 yards to go for the Atlanta Falcons at their own 39-yard line. Sunny day in Atlanta, Georgia. And as we start the second half here, the score is 15-7.
Bartkowski, 7 out of 14 first half, 71 yards, upstairs again.
A little high, incomplete. Trying to get it to Jim Mitchell, his tight end. Steve Luke was trying to get to it, but could not, so it's going to be 3rd and 9 at the 39-yard line.
Mitchell may have lost a step or two, but remember back 5 or 6 years ago, Lindsey, he was one of the good deep threats in the league. He could run that corner pattern. He's only caught 2 passes, and there you see him trotting off, and that's what happens to tight ends after 11 or 12 years. When they lose that step, the first thing to go is you'll see a team put those 3 receivers in. Wide receivers on 3rd down and take out the tight end.
Which Atlanta has just done. Bartkowski. Blitz. Well, he was hit. And hit hard by Mike Douglas just as he turned it loose.
He's the guy that will do the blitzing, and boy, he did a job.
The Grits Blitz, they call it in Atlanta.
Watch Douglas from the outside. Bubba Bean has the responsibility as the back. Tries to shove him to the outside, but Mike Douglas just gets a hold of Bartkowski and puts him down.
Call it the Grits Blitz when Atlanta does it, not when Green Bay does it. Back in deep punt formation now. There's John James, and Steve Odom has gone deep to receive it for the Green Bay Packers. James, a high trajectory kicker, waiting for the snap. Picked it off again. A high trajectory kick. Fair catch signal goes up, and it's made at the 15-yard line by Odom. So the Packers start, but again, they start in their own territory. Moriarty was covered.
Oh, was he close? 47-yard punt by James, as usual.
Okay, men. When we see the ambassador's Mercedes, we roll.
The surprisingly affordable Granada, sometimes mistaken for a Mercedes.
There he is. Roll.
Albert, are you speeding?
No, dear.
People in Washington sure are friendly.
I think they like our new Granada.
Are you sure this is the way to the Applebound's new house?
I hope so.
Oh, look, Albert. They bought a Colonial.
The 1980 Ford Granada, a modern American classic.
Now you can get Zenith's best remote control TV ever and a Zenith check for up to $50. It's Zenith Bonus Savings Days. Choose any Zenith System 3 with Computer Space Command. You get the best Zenith ever and Zenith's best way ever to control TV right from your chair. Get your dealer's best price, plus up to $50 direct from Zenith. System 3 with Computer Space Command. Save during Zenith Bonus Savings Days.
Next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular, see the grace of the world's top gymnasts and the power of the world's strongest men. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
CBS Sports Spectacular. Some of the top international stars will be competing, like Kurt Thomas. Green Bay Packers have the ball first and 10 at their own 15-yard line. Steve Adkins and Barty Smith have the setback. Lofton in motion across. Taken by Barty Smith, and he piled up to about the 17. Fulton Kuykendall made the tackle. It'll be second down and 8 yards to go. Some of the Packer backers from Milwaukee.
Yeah, they come from all over. Love the Packers in Wisconsin. It's getting a little bit anxious for them to win up there. It's going to take a while, folks. St. Louis, Theodis Brown got in from 2 yards out, upset the making there.
Double wide receivers to the left side. Atkins has the ball, finds some running room, turns it on, and gets the first down. Keeps right on plowing. Pridemore hanging on.
You try to ride him down, and you're in for a ride. This guy's strong, and great blocking by the Packers that time. What a hole opened up on the right side. There you see the left guard, 57, Darrell Goforth. A great block on the cornerback, Roland Lawrence. You see 27, Tom Pridemore, trying to ride him down. But Steve Atkins, who had 30 yards in the first half, 36-yard run.
First and 10 just outside the 47-yard line of the Atlanta Falcons now. Lawson goes wide to the right side. Andre Thompson to the left side. David Whitehurst quarterbacking the Green Bay Packers. Whitehurst, first down pass. Turn in. And it's Andre Thompson. He is at the 34. Rick Bias made the stop.
Oh, was he popped by the middle linebacker. But he did the right thing, and I know Luke Carpenter, who heads the offensive end for the Packers, they're taught Lindsey to come back for the football on the turn in. And that caused the completion. Andre Thompson ran down, made the turn in, and actually came back 4 yards. He still picked up 14 big ones for the first down.
First and 10. Green Bay at the Atlanta 34-yard line. Atlanta's leading 15-7. The crowd is getting interested here now. Lawson in motion across. Atkins. That's the loss of a yard. Frank Reed made the stop.
Now that was the same play, Lindsey, that he picked up 36 yards on, but Darrell Goforth did not get out in time to make the trap block. A little bit slow coming out.
Lost a yard. Second and 11 now. Green Bay at the Atlanta 35-yard line.
We get a report on Tredell Middleton. He's got that bruised shoulder. Will not see any more action. I tell you, they've had some injuries. And I'm alibiing for Bart, but I tell you, they've been going down like flies.
Whitehurst. Turn in. Andre Thompson. Rick Bias made the tackle. It'll be marked at the 23-yard line.
Yeah. Packer game plan. They remember the last exhibition season. The last exhibition game in the season, Lindsey Whitehurst had a field day in the first half. He threw for over 200 yards against these same Falcons, and there's that turn in, and he came back for the football.
They're going to measure for the possible first down. And there it is, first and 10. Outside the 23-yard line, first and 10 for the Green Bay Packers in Atlanta territory.
On that left wrist. You see that band on the left wrist? He's got all the game plan written on that wrist. The plays are written on his wrist. I don't know if he's just a little bit dumb or anything. I doubt it. Quarterback, but just a good reminder for him what he's got to go with.
Artie Smith in motion outside. Quick pitch to Atkins. Closes him off, led by Fulton Kuykendall, and wrapped up by Roland Lawrence. Back to the 27-yard line. Second and 14. Remember when Tom Matty was forced into duty with the Baltimore Colts as a quarterback and had to write the plays on the tape?
Well, you could understand that. I don't know if I played quarterback and they made me wear the plays on the wrist. I'd be a little bit hurt, wouldn't you?
Whitehurst is dropped and the ball got away. He fumbled. He fumbled the football. And Atlanta has recovered.
That's Tim Stokes, the left tackle, number 76. Watch Tim Stokes here. Here comes 65, Don Smith. Tim Stokes has a blocking down, and what an effort by the #1 draft choice from the University of Miami. Jeff Yeats has it back for Atlanta.
The AC Spark Plug 5-7 get one free sales on right now. Participating outlets where you see this poster.
Thanks, AC.
Americans are learning that if their car's plugged from misfiring, a tune-up with new AC Spark Plugs can help improve gas mileage. Thanks, AC. Now's the time to tune up because AC Delco is making it possible for you to get 8 AC Spark Plugs for the price of 7.
Thanks, AC.
Tune up with AC. Buy 7. Get one free.
Thanks, AC.
This Bud's for everybody who puts in a hard day's work.
This Bud's for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Paul Horning in Atlanta, Georgia, where the Atlanta Falcons have just recovered a fumble, and they held the ball first and 10 at their own 31-yard line. This is Bubba Bean carrying. Former Texas A&M running back is pulled down by Steve Luke. Mike Butler assisting. And it's at the 31-yard line. Second down and 10 yards to go.
Lehman Bennett on the sidelines looking at that play list.
We're in the third quarter with 9:15 remaining to be played. Levine's in a wide right. William Andrews, the lone setback. By the draw play to Andrews. And he got to the 34 where he picked up 3. It'll be 3rd and 7. Charles Johnson on the tackle for the Green Bay Packers. Levine comes out now, and they get the 3 wide receivers in. Wallace Francis, Alfred Jackson is in, and of course Jenkins already was in.
Now behind Bart Starr, the offense is having a meeting on the sidelines for the Packers. They might be looking a little bit something different defensively. We want to check it out.
Bartkowski gives it to Jackson. Alfred Jackson from Morris Brown took it. And it's the 1st and 10.
Well, the reason that was complete, Lindsey, was a great pickup on the blitz on Mike Douglas on the left side. Alfred Jackson caught it. Watch Douglas here. Watch William Andrews pick up the blitz right there. That enabled Bartkowski to get to the outside. And on those corners out there, Jackson was wide open.
Alfred Jackson from Texas. Alfred Jenkins is from Morris Brown. Now it's Bartkowski, and complete again. Again to Alfred Jackson. Mike McCoy on the tackle.
Well, those corners are a little loose. Atlanta taking advantage of it.
At the 47-yard line of the Green Bay Packers. Second down and a yard to go. 15-7, Atlanta leading.
Hurt the Packers on the corners. Bartkowski going to work on those cornerbacks. He's going to play deep. He's going to take advantage of it.
Bean and Andrews in the eye. Bean looking for the first down. Earl Edwards made the tackle. I think he got it. 1st and 10. Now here comes James Mayberry into the ball game, the rookie from Colorado. And Andrews is being given a rest. Mayberry, who was the hero of the Falcons' opening day win in Atlanta. I'll rather in New Orleans over the Saints.
There it is again.
The completion. Wallace Francis.
Well, I tell you, Bartkowski is just going away from the zone. They're not double covering one side of the receivers, and they got great speed on the outside. That's Wallace Francis. They're killing him on turnout. Gilbert Montgomery scored 4 touchdowns for Philadelphia. What a day. 3 rushing, 1 on a pass from Jaworski.
They're going to take the chain all the way across and measure for the possible first down. Short. They'll use the chain to spot the ball.
No score. Third quarter. Chicago and Buffalo.
It'll be second down and inches to go. The ball just across the 35-yard line in Green Bay territory. Bartkowski is 10 for 19 for 98 yards in the air. The Falcons are leading 15-7. Officials conferring. McCarter is saying, Gordon McCarter, the referee, is saying this is my timeout, so he wants to convey something to Lehman Bennett. Could be the phone. Bart Starr talking to Bratkowski. Gordon McCarter, having delivered his message, is going to make a similar journey over to talk to the Green Bay Packers. Talking to Casey Merrill and Bart Starr. Maybe you'll tell us what it is.
The reason for the delay, one set of Green Bay's telephones went out. By agreement, Atlanta must give up theirs until the phone is repaired.
That's it. We've got to keep the phone service all equal up.
We had that last week.
We did.
One set of phones go out, they have to cut off the other set.
It's second down and inches to go.
Years ago, Hallis used to do that on purpose.
He cut the other sides off all the time. Bartkowski.
He's open.
And it is an incomplete pass. He took it across the sideline marker. Wallace Francis out of bounds on the catch.
Now, he set it up beautifully. What a great sequence. Wallace Francis, Alfred Jenkins been working on the corners on deep square outs, turnouts. This time, there's the pump on the turnout, on the square out pattern, and he gets behind. Let's see, you got to have both feet inbound. He's got it out of bounds. The right foot was out of bounds. Good call.
Third down and inches to go. Andrews and Bean are the running back stars. James Mayberry has come off. They're looking for the inches now as they're coming in with a tight wing formation. Got the first and 10. Bubba Bean picked it up. That's the 33-yard line. Speaking of those phones, the late Harry Mayer was coaching at Ole Miss one year, and he told the story of discovering that he not only had access to his phones, but he had a party line with the other phone. He said it was a marvelous afternoon. Bubba Bean coming off, Bart Starr there. Bubba Bean now is signaling to stay back out there, so he goes back into the huddle. Alfred Jenkins far to the right side. Wallace Francis in the slot right. Bartkowski throws, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Alfred Jenkins. Second and 10 at the 33.
for Jenkins. 5'10", 155.
We have 6 minutes, 51 seconds left to play in the third quarter. We are told that the phone service has been restored. And once again, they are properly operative. It's Andrews. Feeds through to the 26. Rich Wingo made the tackle. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Heading for 1,000 yards. He stays healthy. Dave Hampton did it here for the Falcons. He's got 58 yards now, 12 carries.
Falcons just driving on downfield. Ball is spotted just outside the 26-yard line.
Good sustained drive here, Lindsey. He's really eating up a lot of time off that clock.
Levine in motion outside right. Andrews on the quick pitch. Got across the 25, popped it to 24 by Johnny Gray. Free safety for the Packers, and Rich Wingo, the middle linebacker.
Wingo's been a great surprise for the Packers. Draft choice out of the University of Alabama.
That is William Andrews, who is down, yes.
Can't afford to lose that kid. He's too important to that Atlanta offense. Well, Johnny Gray came up and helped on the tackle. He usually does, but especially when somebody's hung up. Better cover your head off.
So we have 6 minutes remaining to be played in the third quarter, and the score here is the Atlanta Falcons 15 and the Green Bay Packers 7.
It's a whole week working for you.
Get whole wheat Wheaties working for you. Because for good nutrition, a Wheaties breakfast is hard to beat. You see, Wheaties is made from the whole kernel of wheat. You get not only the heart of the wheat, but the wheat germ and bran fiber, too. Don't shortchange your body. Get all the nutrition that comes from a good breakfast, like a whole wheat Wheaties breakfast.
It's a whole week working for you.
Wheaties, the breakfast of champions.
I'm a mileage nut. I checked all the figures, and I got a Ford Fairmont. Yeah, 4-cylinder mileage is even higher than last year's. And today have a 6-cylinder with standard 4-speed transmission. No sticks, foreign or domestic, beats Fairmont's estimated MPG. Datsun's 4-speed doesn't beat it. Toyota doesn't beat it. Citation, the GMX cars don't beat it.
Harold! Aren't you glad you bought a Fairmont?
You bet your gas can.
The right ideas for today.
This Friday night at 11:30 Eastern, take in a magic show. Magic Johnson's scheduled TV debut as the Lakers take on the Clippers. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Well, Lindsey, he hurt his knee. It looked like he was assisted off with help. Right here, he gets popped by Johnny Gray, and there it just twisted underneath him. William Andrews, Rich Wingo was in on the stop. He got twisted.
4th down and 2 yards to go, and this is going to be a 42-yard field goal attempt. Massetti with a 42-yard attempt, and it's good. A 42-yarder, and it makes the score now. The Atlanta Falcons 18 and the Green Bay Packers 7 as Tim Massetti. They had lost 4 in a row back in 1976 before Bennett's time here. Andrews is getting attention from the training staff. Keep in mind that tonight on CBS you'll see 60 Minutes. Archie Bunker's Place, One Day at a Time, Alex, the Jeffersons, and Trapper John M.D. What a lineup, all on CBS TV tonight.
Headed up by probably the best show on television, 60 Minutes.
Massetti is seated up at the 35-yard line. Those are the field goals that Massetti has kicked here today. A couple of long ones, 48-42. Odom is deep at the 80, has it. To the 10, to the 15, to the 20, and out of bounds. James Mayberry ran him out.
Good high kickoff.
That's 22-yard. Andrews now is mobile along the sideline.
He's limping around on the right side. That was a cartilage. I don't think we're going to see him back in there. 13 rushes, 60 yards.
First and 10 packed. David Whitehurst brings them up. Atkinson, Barty, Smith. Goes long. Lofton, and he can't get it. Covering is Roland Lawrence.
Oh, if he threw it to the inside of Lofton that time, could have been dangerous. Lofton had a man-to-man situation on the outside. I think it was 27, Tom Pradmore covering. The score is fourth quarter, and Buffalo, one of the highest-scoring teams in the NFL, going against the Bears, deadlocked. Kansas City 10-7 over Cincinnati. Report on Andrews Lindsay. It's a sprained right knee, no ligament problem,
and he will not return. Whitehurst going long. Walter Tullis, the intended receiver. Pradmore and Lawrence covering. Third and 10 coming up.
New England, 11-point lead over the Lions.
New England coming back off a Monday night performance in which they were defeated by these Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, 5 interceptions against 5 sacks. What's going to happen? And the Packers have been sacked 5 times today. Here they come. The grit blitz. Nope.
Whitehurst steps up. Gets it to the 25-yard line. Kuykendall and Reed closed him off there. Gained only 3, and the punting unit comes out.
Well, they faked the grit blitz that time. Fulton Kuykendall got up the line of scrimmage. There it is. They love the defense down here. Here it is again, Whitehurst. Everybody's covered. That secondary for Atlanta's doing a fine job. There's 28. Frank Reed, Kuykendall, Beverly back to punt. He needs a good one.
Back to field it is Billy Rickman, standing at his own 35-yard line. Beverly gets it off. Rickman retreats. Rickman at the 28-yard line. He's at the 30 and stops at the 34. Jim Culbreth made the stop, along with Steve Wagner.
Nice 47-yard punt by David Beverly.
So it is 18-7, and Atlanta has the ball.
Mark? Ann. It's been ages.
Can I buy it?
Allow me. 2 Michelob Lights.
Michelob makes a light beer? Perfect.
The rich, full-bodied taste of Michelob Light. Compare it to any beer you like.
You always did go first class.
Your ticket to San Francisco. Thank you.
San Francisco?
You too?
Michelob Light. Compare the taste to any beer you like.
Yeah.
Take care of your car at Kmart.
Your Kmart Automotive Center has the answer to your muffler problem. The zinc-coated, double-wrapped Kmart Arrestor muffler. Have it installed by Kmart, and if anything goes wrong, they'll replace it free as long as you own your American-made car. The Arrestor. Zinc-coated and double-wrapped like the best. And best of all, Kmart price. Get it at Kmart Automotive Centers across the USA, where quality auto products are Kmart priced.
We have here 4 minutes, 21 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Atlanta 18 and the Green Bay Packers 7. Atlanta has the ball first and 10. They have it at their own 34-yard line. Bartkowski. Taken there by Alfred Jenkins. Johnny Gray made the tackle, and it is at the Green Bay 44-yard line.
Bartkowski. Boy, he looked the field over. Good pass protection. He's trying to go to the left side, Lindsey. He comes back to his secondary receiver, back to the weak side. Good pass. 22-yard pickup, stopped by Johnny Gray.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Falcons, who send Bubba Bean wide to the right side.
Well, he put that one on the money.
James Mayberry is the running back. Andrews out with a sprained knee and will not be back. Mayberry carries. Mayberry to the 38-yard line as Charles Earl Johnson made the tackle. It'll be second down and 4 yards to go.
Well, he hasn't seen too much action, Lindsey, running the football this year. Only 5 times for 20 yards so far in the first 5.
Mayberry is a rookie from Colorado.
There they go with the double wing, slot left.
Mayberry. Got about 1.5 yards.
And Wilbert Montgomery's having a field day. 4 touchdowns, 3 running, 1 on a pass from Jaworski. Jaworski, Washington, countered with a 37-yard field goal by Mark Mosley.
Third about 3.5, and the ball is outside the 36-yard line. Third down conversion. Mayberry's the lone setback. Markowski. Complete for first down. It'll be marked at the 31. Wallace Francis made the catch.
Well, it had to be a quick release. Packers threw the blitz of their own. Wallace Francis picked that blitz up pretty good. Probably was an automatic, Lindsey. They catch those linebackers in a blitz. It's almost an automatic post pattern for your outside receivers and a quick release by the quarterback.
First down, 10 yards to go for the Atlanta Falcons. Markowski's 12 for 23, 126 yards. Mayberry. Nothing. Earl Edwards was there first. Second and 10 at the 31. One minute, 13 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Alfred Jackson comes off. Bubba Bean has come back in. Markowski up the middle, and Jim Mitchell was the intended receiver. Jim Gano made the move.
Good timing by the linebacker Gano. They got the 4 linebackers in there.
Third down and 10 yards to go at the 31-yard line.
They got Douglas, Weaver, Wingo, and Jim Gano.
Incompletion stopped the clock with 44 seconds left in the quarter. Bubba Bean and James Mayberry are the setback.
3-4 linemen for Packer defense. Blitz, here comes Luke.
Taken by Francis at the 25-yard line. Estes Hood made the stop.
Estes is absolutely lucky. He wasn't even throwing for that receiver. He was hit just as he released the football. Going to be roughing the passer here, I think. And we'll have to take another look at this.
Ball is spotted at the 24.
As soon as we catch the decision here. As this ball was up for grabs, just happened to be Francis was in the right spot. I only think he was trying to throw to him. That was a third down situation too, Lindsey. 3rd and 10. What a turnaround.
Ball goes to the 12-yard line. 1st and 10.
They would have been in a field goal position. The pass was complete to Sharp.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 52 defense. First down.
That's Gary Weaver. The Packers are really in a blitz here. Watch this now. Roughing the passer. Well, right there, we don't know what happened when Bartkowski went down. But you can see the ball just went up in the air, end over end, like a dying duck.
Great pitch to Bubba Bean. Stopped at the 18-yard line by Earl Edwards.
touchdown on the board to cut New England's lead 14-10. I tell you, that roughing the passer penalty there, there's no way in the world that Weaver could have pulled up on that situation.
Time has run out in the third. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. The Atlanta Falcons 18 and the Green Bay Packers 7. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Hey, Chris.
It's country music's biggest night with host Kenny Rogers, Barbara Mandrell, Dave and Sugar, Crystal Gale, Dolly Parton, and many more. The Country Music Association Awards Monday.
This is CBS.
And we're ready to go with the fourth and final quarter here at Atlanta Stadium. I'm Lindsey Nelson with Paul Horning, and the Atlanta Falcons are leading 18-7. They have the ball second and 16 to go at the Green Bay 18-yard line. On a sunny day here in Atlanta, Georgia, crowd of 56,184 is the turnstile count here. Haskell Standback is in that backfield. Chicago's leading Buffalo 7-0 in the fourth. Blitz. And completed to the 5-yard line. Alfred Jenkins.
Well, they left Mike McCoy. McCoy hanging up out there man-to-man on the blitz situation. And I tell you, Bartkowski really picked it up. Watch this. Right away goes to the outside. You can see McCoy playing that post pattern, but he just threw it downfield. 12-yard pickup. First and goal at the 6.
Well, actually, they had just taken a loss, so it's 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3, and McKeskis come in a double tight end alignment now.
Oh, I thought they picked up the first down. There's Earl Campbell scored on a 4-yard run to tie it up.
Third down play coming. Bubba Bean. Haskell Standback leading the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. About 2 yards to go. Estes Hood made the stop.
And he made a stop. Perfect, Lindsey. He played that sweep beautiful.
Mazzetti is coming on now with the field goal unit. Mazzetti, who's had a big day in the field goal department. He's kicked 3.
And Scott Hunter is playing quarterback for the Detroit Lions. He scored a touchdown. It is now Detroit 17-14.
A 23-yard attempt here now with James holding for Mazzetti. 23-yarder is good.
Flag down, though.
Penalty marker on the play. Penalty marker. McCarter says hold everything.
Illegal formation. Offense. The linemen were not on the line of scrimmage. Repeat the kick.
You need 7 men on that line of scrimmage. On every offensive play, somebody was just a little bit too deep.
So the conference continues. Penalty is inflicted out to the 10-yard line. It's still 4th down.
Well, the kick was good.
So it's 4th down, and 7 yards to go at the 10. And so they'll try it again now. And this will be a 28-yard attempt. 28-yard attempt by Tim Mazzetti, with James putting it down. Mazzetti boots it up, and no, is no good as it hit and bounded back. So the ball goes over at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Score right now, the Atlanta Falcons 18, the Green Bay Packers 7. Hits the upright and bounces off.
I think it was clipped.
How long do you want your car to last?
Another 100,000 miles. I've driven my car on this route for 6 years. 650 stops a day in all kinds of weather. It just gets regular maintenance and Quaker State motor oil. It's still running fine with 108,000 miles on it.
Quaker State can't promise everyone that mileage, but Quaker State helps cars last.
I guess that's why it's the best-selling oil in America.
The world's most advanced twin-blade razors are only as careful, gotcha, as you are. The Norelco rechargeable rotary razor has 36 surgical steel blades, carefully protected by 3 floating heads, and a unique shaving angle for a very close shave wherever you are, without a nick or a cut. The choice is yours. The close, careful Norelco rechargeable rotary razor, or 2 blades and gotcha.
Who's 26? Here's the deflection here. Mazzetti, I think he just barely clipped it. That's 26 or 28. I think it was Eric Tarkelson really getting up high to get a piece of that field goal attempt.
In any case, the Green Bay Packers have the ball at their own 21st and 10. 13 minutes, 59 seconds left to play in this game. David Whitehurst. Penalty marker thrown. He throws it back incomplete. A referee's flag was thrown on the play. Holding against the Green Bay Packers.
We can bargain a little conference. Bart says, what do you got? You see they're talking over the play. A mark off the 10 yards. And Zeke will go through some motions now. He usually sends in the play with third base signals.
10-yard penalty will make it 1st and 20 at the 10.
Holding. Number 68, offense. Repeat first down.
Greg Cook.
Second penalty today against Cook. Houston, 14-7.
Atkins is carrying, and he is across the 15. Roland Lars. Ready to stop?
Well, he used that good, strong straight arm for another extra 3 or 4 yards.
Headed out to the 18-yard line.
He's strong.
2nd and 12.
Here's a ground level shot. Here comes Darrell Goforth. Good block by Barty Smith. Atkins cuts it inside. Wasn't even touched. Now watch that good, strong straight arm. Woo, you see it again, and it is a strong left arm. 69 yards, 9 carries.
Whitehurst, penalty mark at the line of scrimmage. It is completed, 33-yard line. Andre Thompson. Andre Thompson brought down inside the 20-yard line by Fulton Kuykendall. Thompson 89. But keep in mind there was a marker at the line of scrimmage offsides against the defense, so it'll be declined and the play will stand.
Now, this is going to count. And I want to tell you, David Whitehurst, just as soon as he released the football, he never saw the completion. Only a 4-man rush for Atlanta. Now watch, just as soon as he released, he's got to go down. Beautiful pitch. Thompson does the rest. Ricky Bias is right there. He wriggles free. This is Frank Reed. Just puts a little stutter step on him. Comes back to the inside. He's been bothered by hamstring pulls all year long. Fulton Kuykendall, number 54, finally gets a 50-yard pickup.
Ruling is that he went out at the 32-yard line, so it's 1st and 10 at the 32. And this is Nate Simpson carrying. Nate Simpson. Early Turdell Middleton went out with a shoulder bruise, will not be back. Simpson is going off the field, and Atkins is coming back. Loss of a yard on the play. That's at 2nd down and 11. Green Bay at the Atlanta 33-yard line. Atlanta is leading by a score of 18-7. We're in the 4th quarter. Lofton is in the wide right. David Whitehurst as quarterback. Green Bay throughout. Tom Pridemore, along with Roland Lawrence. It'll be marked at the 15-yard line.
If they give Whitehurst time, he could complete that pattern. Now, he's going to have to throw it every play, Lindsey, but he's going to keep it in mind. It's open all day long. And the Giants going against the only unbeaten team in professional football. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers trail by 10.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Green Bay Packers at the Atlanta 15-yard line. 11 minutes, 35 seconds left to play in this game.
18-yard pickup to Lawson.
Orlafellis to a wide left, and Lofton's in the slot left. Now Lofton goes outside Fellis. Simpson and Barty Smith in the setback. Whitehurst. And it is taken at the 12-yard line, out of bounds. Nate Simpson, but the official says out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, he lost track, Lindsey, mentally of the out of bounds over there as Bart looks over that play list again. He was all alone out there, and the pass was just thrown out a little bit too long. Now he goes up in the air. See that right foot? Out of bounds.
Had he got the right foot down in bounds, it would have been a completion. It is 2nd and 10 at the 15-yard line. Defense chants the crowd here at Atlanta Stadium.
And a packed house.
Fellis to the left side, Lofton right for David Whitehurst. Simpson in motion outside left.
Here comes the safety blitz.
Lofton. Roland Lawrence made the hit.
Whitehurst picked it up beautifully, Lindsey. Safety blitz. Roland Lawrence is down. Ball could have been caught. Looks like it was right in his breadbasket.
It'll be 3rd and 10 at the 15. Whitehurst now is 11 for 23, 182 yards in the air.
Watch, here comes the blitz. Whitehurst reads it perfect right there. He has to get rid of the football right there. Right in the breadbasket. Was just a little bit too quick. I don't think Lofton was quite ready.
Atlanta 18, Green Bay 7 in the 4th quarter.
Thunderbird. 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 Spread your wings in the new 1980 Thunderbird. Introducing a Thunderbird of new contemporary size that shows its elegant heritage wherever you look. Outside, inside. Yet it's remarkably priced. And that includes automatic transmission, power steering, power brakes, vinyl roof, and more. The new size Thunderbird. A better idea for the 80s.
Margaret Mitchell began writing Gone with the Wind in 1926, and she finished it 10 years later. The writing of a great book, or the making of a fine wine, takes time. Paul Masson's Emerald Dry, a delightful white wine. Paul Masson wines taste so good because they're made with such care.
What was true nearly a century ago is still true today. Paul Masson will sell no wine before it's time.
Next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular, see the grace of the world's top gymnasts and the power of the world's strongest men. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
CBS Sports Spectacular. Some of the top international stars will be competing like Kurt Thomas. This is 3rd down and 10 yards to go for the Packers at the Atlanta 15-yard line. Atlanta is leading 18-7.
Probably got 2 downs. I think it'd go on 4th down here. Trailing 18-7.
Whitehurst trying to get it to Lofton, but it's an incompleted pass. Ricky Bias covering. 4th down coming up.
Now the kids are going to kick it.
Marcol has come on. Chester Marcol has come on. We have 11 minutes, 3 seconds. So Coach Bart Starr apparently has decided he wants to get something out of this drive, get the 3 if he can, which would make it 18-10.
Well, Beverly threw one last week. It would have been for a touchdown, but he's a little bit short of Chester Markle Monday night. But they can win with the touchdown and 2 field goals, but do they have enough time?
Beverly puts it down. Markol boosts it up. And penalty marker dropped in the end zone. 32-yard attempt, but a marker was dropped in the end zone.
Illegal procedure, 12 men on defense.
Oh, no. 12 men
critical mistake. Now it gives him something to think about on the sidelines, Lizzie. 4th and 10, he figured to go for it. This kick was missed. They got 12 men. Count them there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's right. 12 men on the line of scrimmage. Critical mistake for Atlanta. Somebody on those special teams is really going to catch it tomorrow. Now what did he do, Bart? Last week he changed his whole philosophy and gambled every time against New England. Now it's 4th and 5. They're going to kick it again. Fourth and 5 at the 10-yard line. Well, those penalties have been very helpful to the Packers. Mazzetti kicked one through. Penalty against Atlanta, moved it back and partially deflect the field goal. Now Markle. It's another shot. 28-yard attempt. 28-yarder. They missed it again. It's wide. It is wide. And so the ball will go over at the 20-yard line. He didn't catch it solid, Lindsay. The ball was kind of popped off his foot. With 10:55 remaining, it's still Atlanta 18 and the Pack 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engine. Ladies and gentlemen, protect your engine. The same way 31 out of 35 of this year's Indy 500 drivers do in their everyday driving with Valvoline motor oil. Because stop-and-go driving can punish your engine as much as 500 miles of speedway driving can punish an IndyCar's engine. And Valvoline can take the heat, protects your engine, helps make it last. Ladies and gentlemen, protect your engines with Valvoline. It's not just for winning races.
The sooner you get down from there, the sooner we can get behind a couple of beers. All right.
Sunset. The time of day when you don't just reach for a beer. You head for the mountains.
The Atlanta Falcons have the ball first and 10 at their 20-yard line. Mayberry and Kane are the running backs in there for quarterback Steve Bartkowski. Open up for the pass play to Wallace Francis, incomplete.
Francis open on that square out again. Washington, John Riggins got in from a few yards out to cut that lead. Philadelphia over Montgomery having a big day there with 4 touchdowns.
Bartkowski is 14 for 27, 144 yards in the air for the Atlanta Falcons.
All field goal kickers come to some time in their life, Lindsay, where they swallow the olive. They got to choke. It's a natural tendency for them sometimes just not to go through in their full rhythm. They're going to miss those chip shots.
Spoken by an old field goal kicker.
Right.
Just wedging him out as Gary Weaver came in to make the stop. Mayberry carrying on the play. Double tight end, Mitchell and McKeska now.
Won't be any more field goal attempts for the Packers
today. Third down, about a yard and a half.
I thought Bart go for it, 4th and 5. Considering what he did last week.
True. Mayberry again. That is Rich Wingo, the rookie from Alabama, along with Casey Merrill. It's going to be marked right up at the 30-yard line. He's very close.
I tell you, he's going to be a wild man in the middle for us over West. Emotional stability of all the middle linebackers has always been suspect. The better they are, the wilder they play with reckless abandon. And this kid will be a great middle linebacker.
First and 10. I thought you played with a fellow who was the soul of propriety. Ray Nitschke was quiet, well-spoken.
He was quiet. Listen, before he turned it around, we never went near Nisky when he got off the field. Turned into one of the greatest guys you ever want to meet in your life.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
But for a while there, he was dangerous, both on and off the field. Butkus was the same way.
Gain. A 4 to the 34 before Casey Merrill brings him down. It's going to be second down and 6 yards to go. Rich Wingo.
My man Nitschke sitting up there in Green Bay with 3 beautiful kids. Great wife. He just loves that Wisconsin.
Well, they sort of love him in that part of the country.
Sure do. What a great football player. If he and Butkus ever played on the same team, you wouldn't need a 4-3 defense. It'd be criminal to let them play together.
Short out, incomplete. Intended for Wallace Francis. There's a penalty marker on the play. Offsides against the Falcons.
Dead football back, Lindsay. Time just counting down now. 8 minutes.
Damon Bennett, the coach of the Falcons. There's Gordon McCarter, the referee.
Offside. Number 84 offense declined. Third down.
Alfred Jenkins, man offside. The down counts now in the declination. Making it third down. And 6 at the 34. Bart Starr.
Houston now. St. Louis got off to a 7-0 lead. Earl Campbell's got a touchdown there.
Kowski over the middle. Incomplete. Wallace Francis.
Oh, Johnny Gray calls that incompletion. They picked up the blitz again, and boy, Bartkowski's done a super job today against the blitz. Both quarterbacks have, actually. And Johnny Gray gets pushed for the sidelines. You better watch. Johnny Gray's pretty strong for his side.
Punting unit is in now for the Atlanta Falcons, and Steve Odom has dropped back.
Take a look at the secondary here. Watch Johnny Gray come up and play this. Boom. Incomplete.
John James in deep punt formation.
Looks like they might try to block it.
Odom is waiting. Moves up to the 22-yard line. Gets to the 24-yard line, and that's the end of the line. Joel Williams made the tackle. So the Packers have it. They are trailing in the ball game with Atlanta out front by a score of 18-7. That was a 44-yard punt, and the clock says we have 7 minutes, 58 seconds left to play.
If we could take you through the plant to show you what is new and let you see what's going on and watch the things we do. If you could see the cars and trucks we're working on for you, you'd say incredible. Ford, that's incredible.
Introducing the Incredible Ford Factory Tour. Come and see the incredible things we're doing to produce a new generation of more fuel-efficient cars and trucks.
If you could see tomorrow the way it looks to us today, you'd say incredible. Ford, that's incredible.
To take the Incredible Ford Factory Tour, write us for information.
Monday, Radar returns.
Welcome back, son.
But not for long.
Home, sir?
Be here for a very special episode of MASH. Monday.
We're in the fourth quarter here at Atlanta Stadium. Packers have the ball first and 10 at their 24.
And final, the Philadelphia Eagles, 5-1 on the year now.
Colbreth and Atkins to the setback. Out into the flat. Atkins advances it. Before Fulton, Kuykendall comes up to make the tackle. First down for the Green Bay Packers. Started at the 37-yard line.
Picked up 13 yards.
7.5 minutes to play. Lofton comes to a wide right. Walter Tullis to the wide left. David Whitehurst at quarterback, Green Bay all day. Penalty markers thrown all over. Whistle stops play.
That guard, Darrell Goforth, moved before the snap, I think.
False start. Number 57, offense, no play.
You got it. 57 is Darrell Goforth. Cost him 5 yards. First and 15 at the 32. Whitehurst in the air is...
Number 57, still first down.
Whitehurst in the air is 12 for 25, 195 yards. Lofton in the wide right, Tullis in the wide left. Tullis, incomplete at the 40-yard line.
Well, he had Ricky Bias beaten on the outside, Lindsey. Poor pass. Whitehurst would like to have that one back. Not only an easy first down, he's got the time, not rushed at all. Looky here. Short. Tullis, if he also would have kept his balance, could have came back for the football. Detroit, 17-14 over New England. What an upset that would be. Monday night game.
Second and 15 at the 32. Whitehurst. Intercepted at the 38-yard line by Ray Easterling. Easterling gets it, and it's first and 10 Atlanta at their 42.
Tried to come back to Tullis. And I tell you, Whitehurst just said something to Walter Tullis as if to say, I was anticipating you to come across the middle to the open field. It was a broken play. And experienced receivers, there is a clip against the Packers. Well, let's take another look. Here's Whitehurst. He'll come up in the pocket. Field is Harris. That's Wilson Baumwina. He comes up to the inside, and Tullis did not come back for the football. Number 32 is Ray Easterling.
Listen to the referee.
The foul is unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 80, Green Bay, first down.
That's James Lofton, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, and that puts the ball at the 43-yard line of Green Bay. First and 10 for the Atlanta Falcons. There's Easterling, who just had his first interception of the season. James Mayberry and Lynn Keane are the setbacks. Mayberry. And the rookie from Colorado is stopped at the 40-yard line, Casey Merrill, on the tackle. Penalty marker, offside, against the Green Bay Packers. Packers have run into a whole raft of penalties here.
There's Lofton on the sideline.
5-yard will be marked off against Green Bay.
Haven't looked too organized in the last couple of series. Of course, they're young.
Number 78, defense. Repeat first down.
What I'm saying about that, the more familiar a quarterback gets with his receivers in
that guy right there was pretty familiar with all of his receivers. He threw to them for over a period of 9 or 10 years. And you almost know what your receivers are going to do when the broken play comes up. Casey Merrill was the offender. 1st and 5 at the 38-yard line. Mayberry got to the 36-yard line. Charles Johnson made the tackle. 2nd and 3 at the 36. Short 3, closer to 2.5. Clock is running with 6.5 minutes remaining to be played in this game. Mayberry. I think with that second effort, he may have picked up the first down. He needed that in order to do it. Johnson and Mike Douglas made the tackle. Charles Johnson.
There he is.
1st and 10.
First serious playing time of the year, and he's coming through.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line of Green Bay. Atlanta is leading 18-7. Mayberry at the 30-yard line. Picked up 2 on the play. Gary Weaver made the tackle. 2nd and 8. Clock is running with 5 minutes, 6 seconds left to play in this game.
They'll take their time. 30 seconds off that clock every running play.
Mayberry and Lynn Kane are the setbacks for the Atlanta Falcons. Wojtkowski has quarterbacked throughout the game. Kane fumbled the ball. And the Green Bay Packers have recovered it, I believe. Yes, they have. It is Steve Luke on the football.
Now, they can't waste any time now, Lindsey. There's 4.5 minutes on that clock. Steve Luke's got it back for the Packers. Here's Lynn Kane trying to go up and over. And he's going to lose control of the football. Mike Douglas, I think, strips the football. Steve Luke's got it back. Boy, Douglas all over the field as usual in that Packer defense. And now, clock hasn't started yet. Won't start.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line for the Green Bay Packers. Atlanta's leading 18-7.
Very important to get the plays off in a hurry now.
Whitehurst to Lofton. Lofton goes out near the 42-yard line. Bumped out by Rollin Lawrence.
3rd catch of the day for Lofton on the outside. Rollin Lawrence out there. Actually, there he is. Double covered again. That's Frank Reed up on top. Here's Reed going for the deflection. Good concentration by Lofton that time. 14-yard pickup. Rollin Lawrence pushes him out.
1st down and 10 yards to go. Packers have the ball at their own 42. Clock is running with 4:29. I will run on the snap. Whistle stops play. Infraction before the snap.
I think it was Paul Moena head up the center in that odd man defense. He was moving.
Offside, the Falcons. Custom 5. It'll be 1st and 5 at the 47. Atlanta leading 18-7.
Encroachment, middle guard on defense, 1st down.
There it is. Wilson Baumwena.
Lofton from the wide right. Atkins. Got across the 50-yard line. Rick Bias made the tackle.
Now they got to get in and out of the huddle right here. Now the clock is running, Lindsey. With a running play inbound, they got to get back in the huddle. And look at them. They're walking back in the huddle. This is very critical for a team, especially when they're behind. You'll see teams do this with 8 or 9 minutes left. I've never understood it. They're taking that full time in that huddle as if they got plenty of time. It's under 4 minutes now.
Atkins has carried 10 times for 72 yards. There's the 30-second clock. Second down and 2 at the 50-yard line. They get the first down. Atkins carried. And Frank Reed made the tackle. First and 10 now at the 45, 44-yard line.
$78 yards now for Steve Atkins.
So the 30-second clock in set. Whitehurst to the long pass to Lofton. Lofton can't get it. It's intercepted. Touchback. Roland Lawrence for the touchback. First and 10 at the 20-yard line. Or is it incomplete, says the official. Roland Lawrence didn't control it either. So make it an incomplete pass. If he had had possession, it would have been a touchback.
Lofton had to slow up a little bit. Here it is. There goes the bomb. Up. It's deflected. Watch Lawrence. A good move. He had it right there and dropped it. Incomplete.
Comes back now. Second and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Short screen.
Whitehurst. He is down before the ball was shaken loose.
Slow that.
Paul Muina.
It's going to be Packers football.
They retain possession. Paul Muina got to Whitehurst, and it's going to be spotted at the 47-yard line of Green Bay.
6 sacks today for that Atlanta defense. Fourth quarter, the Giants with a 3-point lead over Tampa Bay. Doug Williams has thrown 2 touchdown passes. He doesn't complete a lot percentage-wise, Doug Williams, but he throws a lot of TD passes.
Third and 19 at the 47-yard line.
Quick whistle this year, understandably so, for the quarterback.
Robert Kimball's in there now for Green Bay. And there was Don Smith. As Whitehurst started to scramble out, there was Don Smith behind him.
Second straight sack. A lot of the sacks today for the Atlanta defense have been caused by good coverage in the secondary, because Whitehurst has been sacked 4 or 5 times trying to get out of the pocket, holding on a little bit long, hoping somebody's going to break free. 7 sacks officially for the Atlanta defense.
Ball is back at the 40-yard line. Fourth and 26 at the 40. Fourth down play coming now for the Green Bay Packers with 2 minutes remaining, and there is the 2-minute warning.
There's another final. Lindsey Walter Payton scored from 1 yard out in the fourth quarter.
With 2 minutes remaining to be played here in Atlanta, it is the Atlanta Falcons 18 and the Green Bay Packers 7.
Yankee Stadium. We lined up these 40 American cars and left their lights on for 1 hour, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and then they all started. They all had maintenance-free diehards. The diehard. It batted 1,000 in Yankee Stadium. Only at Sears.
Weekends were made for Michelob.
The special weekend pride of a gourmet chef. What better accompaniment than the smooth and mellow taste of Michelob? Brewed naturally with the finest ingredients and very special care. Michelob, a very special beer.
Weekends were made for Michelob.
Yeah.
Well, folks, if you look at the set, you'll see yourself on television right there.
Look, I'm on.
Yeah, sure. Everybody, look, there we are.
Well, on fourth down, Whitehurst has got to go at least 27 yards downfield, hoping for at least a completion or an interference call.
Clock starts on the snap. 2 minutes left to play.
Need 27 yards for the first down.
Thomas in motion across. Whitehurst to six.
Back again.
And the ball goes over. The ball goes over at the 27-yard line. Don Smith got to it.
Mark Concar's had a tough day against that guy right there. He's had at least 3 sacks. Don Smith, #1 draft choice out of the University of Miami. And Mark Concar coming back. He's been bothered by injuries. He was touted to be the best offensive tackle in the Central Conference, but he's way short of that right now. Look at him. Couldn't handle Smith at all. 8 sacks.
So, as that was a fourth down play, the ball goes over. It's spotted at the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Atlanta Falcons, who lead in the ball game 18-7. 1 minute, 56 seconds left in this game. Mayberry struggled at the 25-yard line.
Timeout, Green Bay, #1.
Green Bay takes its first time out of 3 allotted. Players are zoned. It'll be second down and 7 yards to go at the 25. The Atlanta Falcons trying to snap a 3-game losing streak, not having had one longer than 3 since 1976. They won their first 2 games this year, got off to a roaring start, and then fell into the streak that saw them lose 3 in a row, and have come back and led throughout this game this afternoon against the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay having defeated the New England Patriots on Monday night by a score of 27-14 in what was probably its best performance of the year. So for the Falcon folks, and that's one of them, it's been a very happy afternoon.
Another one of them. We got a call at halftime from Alex Hawkins.
Alex Hawkins, our colleague for a good long while.
You know, he wrote a screenplay and he sold it to the movies.
Well, Alex has been in a few movies. I know Burt Reynolds had one going.
I'd love to see that. If he sells that to the movies, they make a movie out of it. I want to be a personal director on that thing.
Second down, 7 yards to go at the 25-yard line. Then Kane carries. Up to about the 22-yard line. And again, the Green Bay Packers are going to stop the clock. Second charge timeout there. One more.
Junie Jones, backup quarterback, along with Steve Bartkowski. A couple of finals are in. Tampa Bay is no longer undefeated. The Giants in an upset by 3 over Tampa Bay.
So the Giants have won 1, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have lost 1.
Not so for the Cincinnati Bengals, though, Lindsay. They stay having their problems. They lost today to the Kansas City Chiefs 10-7. The Bengals really struggling.
Bartkowski having been over to talk it over. Back into the huddle, and it'll be 3rd down and 4 yards to go at the 22-yard line for the Atlanta Falcons. 1 minute, 34 seconds on the clock. Bartkowski brings them up.
There'll be some pass protection drills in Green Bay next week.
Mayberry. At the 11-yard line, Mike McCoy ran him out. Picked up the 1st and 10 at the 11.
Needed 3, and he got outside. You know, this Atlanta team could have very easily been 5-1 after today, too, Lindsay. Here he is getting outside. 3rd and 3, and Mayberry got good speed. He gets around Mike McCoy. Mike McCoy pushes him out, but he picks up the 1st down easily.
Ball is spotted nearer the 13, so call it first and 10 at the 13-yard line. Mayberry picked up a couple. And again, they'll stop the clock, and that will be the final timeout. You see the inset time remaining 1:22. So the Green Bay Packers have spent their last timeout. And the score here is the Atlanta Falcons 18, the Green Bay Packers 7, and as you see, we have 1:22 to play.
It's lightweight. It's portable. It's virtually indestructible. You can hammer on it, saw on it, sand on it, paint on it, drive a screw on it, cut a pipe on it, clean a door on it, fix a picture on it, or a wheelbarrow, or a chair, or a bicycle. You can even have your lunch on it. The incredible Black & Decker workmate. When America has a job to do, it reaches for Black & Decker.
Tony worked overtime on tomorrow's banquet.
He needs the deodorant that works overtime.
Yeah, I worked overtime to get ready for the game.
He needs the deodorant that works overtime.
Old Spice Stick deodorant works 24 hours. Only Old Spice Stick gives you both 24-hour protection from odor plus that famous Old Spice scent.
Lyle's been working overtime on his love scene.
It's a good thing my Old Spice Stick deodorant works overtime, too.
Old Spice Stick, the deodorant that works overtime.
A contemplative Bart Starr along the sideline. No timeouts remaining for his Packers. 2nd and 8 for Atlanta at the 11-yard line.
Nothing to contemplate here, Lindsay, but a long ride home.
Mayberry headed inside the 10 down to about the 8-yard line. But Green Bay cannot stop it this time. Rich Wingo made the tackle. Our producer, Mr. David Fox.
David Fox. He's from
Our director, Mr. Chris Erskine.
He's from Chicago.
Our associate producer is Gail Bledsoe.
I think they're from Atlanta.
Bill Lance and Bob McGee and Stephanie Bradley. Clock is running. It's down to 50 seconds, and Green Bay can't stop it.
Mayberry, 41 yards and 10 carries.
3rd down and 5 as Atlanta deliberately comes up to the line of scrimmage. Leave it on the ground to Mayberry. And he is in for a touchdown. Touchdown, Atlanta Falcons. Mayberry took it in.
Second touchdown of the year. His first touchdown came in the sudden death overtime in New Orleans. But it wasn't from a run. This one, he goes inside. Johnny Gray missed him around the shoulder, and he goes in standing up. Another angle. Out of the fullback slot, William Andrews, a fine rookie. And this is another rookie, James Mayberry.
So there is a conversion attempt coming for the Atlanta Falcons. As soon as they get enough people out there to run it.
And Lehman Bennett's not trying to run up the score here. He's kept the football on the ground, just trying to run out the clock, but they just executed.
It is now 24-7. Conversion attempt coming, and the clock says 31 seconds. James is in to hold for Mazzetti on the conversion attempt. And it's good. The score is now the Atlanta Falcons 25 and the Green Bay Packers 7. And we have now only 31 seconds of playing time remaining here in Atlanta.
RCA wants you to see the right color.
Clock will start again on the snap. Bart Starr. Steve Bratkowski. Bratkowski played his college football at Georgia, and I went there to do a game once, and I asked everybody how to pronounce it. They said Bratkowski. Bratkowski. Later, when he came into the NFL, I said, how do you pronounce your name? He said, Bratkowski. I said, why do they call you Bratkowski at Georgia? He said, well, Coach Butts did that, and nobody would ever correct him.
He was a beauty. I loved him.
Charlie Butts. Green Bay leaves it on the ground. Atkins carrying, and Fulton Kuykendall. Mr. Tuckerly driving back. Forward progress will be marked up there just across the 15-yard line. Gain of about a foot. That will have been the last play of the game. It's down to 3